Hello, everyone. How is everybody doing?
Fine, thank you.
Very good.
Yeah, doing good.
Doing great.
Great, Doc.
Morning, Jason.
Yeah, good. How are you too?
We are doing well.
Doing good, Dr.
Great.
Du. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Great. Very great.
Yeah. So, cyber news for tonight. Tomorrow is my birthday, so that is the cyber news for tonight. So tomorrow.
Wow. Congratulations, Doc.
Happy birthday in advance.
Thank you.
Happy early birthday.
Love you more, Doc.
Thank you.
Dr. Du.
Are we all coming down to New York?
Yeah. There's going to be a big party for all October borns. Dion is also an October born. So Dion, you let me know.
Something too.
Yeah, Doc is 16 years.
Of course. Yes, of course. All right, everyone. I appreciate everybody's time. Yes, Sweet 16. We're gonna be celebrate Sweet 16 birthday. So we are transmitting on YouTube as well. And unfortunately for us, we are having some problems with our email system. So that is a reason why if you are not on any of our platforms, mostly when we send out the emails in bulk, you'll be able to receive it. But for some reason this week, email providers who helps with sending bulk emails, they were having issues. So we're just using our own internal the school's email system. For everybody who has enrolled in any of the courses, the free ones, non-free ones, you would have received this via email, and also on the platform. So if you're on here and you're not part of the WhatsApp platform, we'll put in the chat. You can easily join, so that way anything that is going on, you'll be able to join as well. So for tonight, it's going to be a really exciting night. Mostly we are looking at cybersecurity from the perspective of how to protect organizations and how to protect big companies. But today we are going to look at how to protect ourselves, right? We have to learn how to protect ourselves also as well. And that is going to translate into how we behave in our organizations. So that is what we are going to be looking at tonight. So before we continue, let's make sure this is on record. So I appreciate everybody's time. Welcome to Cyber Chat. If you are new to the family, I'm Dr. Emmanuel Edu, and we do this every Friday night. So at 7 p.m. Eastern, and like I always say, you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here to share knowledge and your experience with the family. And we appreciate that. And we are always going to make sure you get something away, like you take something away or you get something for your toolbox leaving this program, right? So, and tonight we are, as part of the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, which is October, we are still going to be giving out, we have 10 scholarships that we are giving out. We chose 2 last week. Those 2, they are yet to receive follow-up emails on which of the trainings that they will have the privilege of joining. And tonight we are choosing 2 to 3 also as well. Next week we are going to choose as well. So for the whole month, we'll be choosing until we get the 10. And for this month, we are also starting our internship/workshop program. So if you are in the security space, you've gone through training elsewhere and you are looking for hands-on to actually get some working experience and be able to speak to that during interviews, our cybersecurity internship/workshop is going to be the course for you or the program for you. And then also if you're starting off in security, our cybersecurity entry-level course, which also covers the internship/workshop, is also going to be the best option for you to start with. And our PCI DSS training, we are starting a new cohort in October as well. So details for that, we are going to talk about as we move forward. And for October, Cybersecurity Awareness Month, we will be running a promotion. So a little hint, not really finalized the fine print on that. It's going to be a little bit, in terms of like the discount, is going to be a little bit more than the usual discount that we have for different holidays and stuff. Right? So because it's October, it's going to be a big one. So just be on the lookout. That will be sent out hopefully by latest by Monday morning. Everybody will have that email with the discount and all that as well. Jason has a question.
It's because of your birthday.
Yes, of course. Right. So because of my birthday, I'm adding an extra, probably an extra 10% to the normal 30% that we do. But don't quote me on it. So, but it's probably going to be around somewhere, some area like that, right? So we are going to start off. I appreciate everybody's time. Now, as we are moving along, if you have any questions, any concerns, please raise your virtual hand and we will address this. And this topic is it involves all of us, right? So I know we are all going to have inputs. So please feel free, raise your virtual hand, give your inputs, and maybe you might even have some more insightful, things to add, right? So we are here today is about us, right? How to protect us, not how to protect our company or how to, consult for other people and all that. So we are learning how to protect ourselves, and we are going to be discussing some of the tips and tricks that attackers are using, and some of them are very creative, some of them are funny. So we are going to be looking at all of them. So a little background, myself, Dr. Emmanuel Edu, I'm a former United States Army captain. I'm a QSA working in a QSA company. I'm the CEO of that QSA company as well, Eretmis Inc., based out of New York. And then also I'm the founder of Eretmis Academy. And I love to talk about cybersecurity all day. So for those of you who have had a chance of talking to me one-on-one, and then also I love to motivate and, help people out because I believe you can do anything that you put your mind to, right? So whatever you put your mind to, you'll be able to do it. So mostly when I see people, kind of downplaying themselves, and especially knowing what I know in the industry, what is going on, even if you are new coming into the industry, don't sell yourself short or don't think you wouldn't be able to do it because all these people have so many years on you. They don't necessarily, right? Depending on how you come in, you might be the person that they are turning to ask questions, right? Because whatever you have right now as your experience coming into cybersecurity, it is going to help in one way or the other, right? So I love to encourage people in that area as well. So for tonight's cyber chat, we are going to be looking at cyber news, but cyber news today is going to be really good news for everybody who is looking to recertify or even learn about cybersecurity certifications and how to recertify without writing the exam, right? So we are going to be looking at that. And like I was talking about, our new internship/workshop cohort begins tentatively on the 21st of October, and our new PCI class begins also on 16th October 2023. So for tonight, we will be looking at cyber attacks and cyber scams, some case studies. We'll look at how to prevent or how to protect ourselves, and then we will jump into the scholarship. So we are going to pick our scholarship winners after today's session, right? So for today's session, scholarship winners, okay, I'm still not going to give that away, but it's not going to be, who came in first. It's going to be based on the interaction that is going to go on today, right? So every time we are, mixing and switching up on how we choose our winners. But overall, if you're on here, you stand a chance of winning. And so I'll just leave it at that, right? So let's begin. So for cyber news, this is what we are going to be looking at. Now for cybersecurity certifications, just a little bit background about cybersecurity certifications. So if you are new coming into cybersecurity, if you are new to IT, go ahead, Jason.
So Doc, question, based on the discounts that were offered, are there going to be any scholarships or discounts offered to people or financial assistance offered to people outside of the US? Is that possible?
Oh, yes. So if you are picked today as a winner, yes, you'll be able to get in. So it's not only for the United States, it's for outside the United States as well. So everybody on here stands a chance of winning. Right? It's not by location.
Thank you, Doc.
All right. So jumping into continuous or I call it continuous learning, right? So continuous education for all cybersecurity certifications and other certifications in other industries, they have what they call continuous education or continuing education. So if they have two ways that you can recertify. So before you sit for Security Plus, CISSP and the rest, like for the first time, you have to actually sit and write the exam and pass, right? After you've written the exams and you've passed, do you have to resit for the exam every 3 years when your recertification is due? That is one option. You can resit for the exam every 3 years, or you can choose to develop yourself, professionally by attending webinars, by taking, other certification courses, by taking other certification exams, right? So in cybersecurity, for the certification bodies like CompTIA, CISSP, CompTIA, ISC Square, ISACA, and the rest, they allow you to recertify without writing the exam. And how they do it is this: they have, you can submit, one way of recertifying without writing the exam is to submit continuing education points, or CE credits. So they call it different names. I think for CISSP, for ISC Square, they call it CU credits. For CompTIA, they call it CE credits, and the name really doesn't matter. What matters is the idea behind it, right? So they want you to show that since the last time you start for the exam, you've been developing yourself professionally in the field of cybersecurity, right? So it can be anything from webinars you attend to maybe some like certifications that you've taken between that time, So one, thing that you can use to prove that, or to get some points for your continuous education and to get recertified, is attending Cyber Chats, right? I think about a month and a half ago, one student, I think I really don't remember the name, is kind of escaping me. So one student used this to recertify for his Security Plus, right? So you don't have to sit for your certification to expire because you are thinking you have to write the exam. You can take screenshot of what we are doing right now, and you'll be able to submit that to CompTIA or to ISC Square, to CSAR and the rest for continuous education. You are going to get points for that. Right? So even if you don't join the live and you join, like you look at you watch the video on YouTube, you'll be able to also use that also for recertification. So for CompTIA, when you come to their page for recertification, you go to their CEU tab, you click on this, and it's going to take you to this page. So they have it listed what you can add. So I think that is on the next slide. So the things that you can use for your continuous education units, one example is attend a live webinar, right? That gives you 1 point, right? So 1 credit. So for all the ones that you've attended, you can take screenshots of that and you can compile that. And I'm not sure, I think for CompTIA, you need like 50 points to renew. I stand to be corrected, right? So if you've been attending Cyber Chat for like half of the year, by now you have way more than that, right? So you can use that for recertification. Eliku, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was gonna request, is it possible to, before you start the Cyber Chats, at least put this up so if like somebody's taking a screenshot, then that can be part of it. And then also, do we, like for example, sometimes you may join and not necessarily take a screenshot of the attendance with our name showing. Is it possible to get the attendance from Eretmis?
Yes. So we have we are able to populate the report for attendance from Zoom, right? So we'll be able to get you that.
Okay, thank you.
Now, any assistance that you need from us, whether you're a student or not, we are going to give you that, right? So if you attended Cyber Chat and you need something to prove that you attended Cyber Chat, yes, we can do that. If you don't take the screenshot, right? And then also one thing for that, mostly we forget to share with everybody. So for everybody on here, if you're part of the Eretmis family, you are joining Cyber Chat. If you want to sit for any CompTIA exams, we have a 20% discount from CompTIA. So we can give you that 20% discount. Just reach out to us and let us know. So before you purchase your voucher, get with us. You can purchase through us, and you get that 20% discount. Now, we don't gain anything or earn anything, right, from this. We just give the whole 20% to the Eretmis family, right? So we are just going to purchase on our account, and you are going to get that 20% discount. So for example, I think if you want to, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this. So for Security Plus, I think now it's almost $400. For the 20%, you are going to get, it's almost like you save almost 70 or 80 bucks, right? Which is, I mean, a good change. So that we also have that as well. So if you are joining and you want to write, say that again, please.
It's $468. I wrote the Security Plus.
Oh, wow.
Divine from Boston.
Wow.
We talked on phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. So now it's 468. Wow. Yeah, last I checked, it was like $399 or something. Okay, thank you for that. So 468, if you say you can save 20% on it, if you let us know. So I mean, we've been posting it in the WhatsApp group for a while, but mostly some people will remember and reach out and they will get that discount. But that discount is there for everybody. You don't have to be a student. If you are part of the Eretmis family, you will get that discount also as well. Patrick, go ahead. Please unmute yourself, Patrick.
Oh, sorry, Dr. Adu, thank you for my question. Yes, I've just saw you on LinkedIn. I said I'd like to join, and I wanted to know how I'm interested in the PCI. How does their CE work?
So for PCI, their certifications, they don't use CEs. And the only certification in PCI that you can sit for as an individual without being part of any company is PCIP, right? And for PCIP, they don't do, I think for them, you are just going to renew yearly. They used to do CEs, but they don't anymore. So for me, I have PCIP, but because I requalify as a QSA every year, that automatically, requalifies the PCIP, right? But I can dig more into that. They don't use, they don't do CEs anymore, like they used to, but I've not checked on that for a while. So I can probably give you some, if you get with me offline, I can give you some more insight. I'll dig into it and let you know.
Thank you.
Yes. Go ahead, Lena. And I think, Eliku, you still have your hand up from previously, or?
No, I actually have just a quick question. So is it only Security Plus or any?
No, any CompTIA certification.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
We have 20% with CompTIA for anything.
Okay,
right?
Thank you.
For anything. So we are, Eretmis Academy is a CompTIA partner. So all partners enjoy 20% off when we purchase any voucher, any voucher for any certification. So it can be anything. Network Plus, name it. You get 20%. Right. Lena, please go ahead.
Yes. The PCIP, I was reading a job description today and I spoke with a recruiter and he asked if I was certified with PCIP. I told him that I do not have that certification. The PCI DSS course that we went through with Eretmis, does that count as PCIP certification, or is PCIP an exam that you have to sit for?
Yes, so PCIP is just like Security Plus or CISA. You have to sit for the exam.
Okay.
Right? But the training that you took prepares you more than enough to sit for PCIP.
Okay, good to know.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Right. All right, you're welcome. Sir Magic, please go ahead, and then Teresa will.
Thank you, Mr. Ndu. My question is, if I already have Security Plus and I'm writing A+, do I also need to renew the A+ again? I have Security Plus.
Okay, good question. So for CompTIA, right? If you have any of their certifications, if you have more than 2, always the higher certification, when you renew that, is going to automatically renew everything underneath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so right now, let's say you have A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, right? If you renew Security Plus, it renews Network Plus and A+.
All right, all right.
If you have a Security Analyst and you have A+, Network Plus, Security Analyst Plus, if you renew Security Analyst Plus, it renews everything underneath it. So it will renew your A+, Network Plus, Security Plus.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. So for like CompTIA, like the higher you go, like the highest when you renew will automatically renew everything. Now, if you have, let's say, Security Plus, A+, and the rest, and you sit for, let's say, Security Analyst and you pass, it will automatically change the renewal date for every lower certification that you have. It will change it to the renewal date for the new one that you wrote, which is higher than the ones that you have already.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome. Teresa, go ahead.
Dr. Edu, it's just a quick question. Do you have a voucher for CISSP?
Like a discount for CISSP? So CISSP, they don't give discounts, right? Okay. I think we tried their partnership program. It really didn't make sense to us as a business, so we stopped. They were not really going to give our students any discounts. They were just going to give us some training material. And for registration to be a partner with them, I think it was almost like, what, 40,000 or 20,000 or something.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I'm like, so like, what are we really gaining from this? And we have to sell their books for them also as well. I'm like, I mean, I was thinking they were going to give, maybe your students are going to get like 30% discount. If it was that, then we will go for it. But I mean, there is no discount to anybody. So, I mean, then we just, so for them, I mean, there's no way around it. You just have to
Makes sense.
Go with
yeah.
I'm not sure how much that is for CISSP. I think now it's probably 700 and something. Not sure. Last I checked, it was 699. And now it's probably going to be 700 plus. Right. Okay. So the moral of the story is be real, like prepare really well before you go sit for it, because you don't have 700 to spare each time you fail to go right again. Right. So when you fail, you have to, if you want to sit again, you have to pay for like the same amount. Right. So you just have to be well prepared. That way you are going to sit for it once and for all. And then you just do renewal. So for the renewal, you are going to pay, I think it's 130, 140, and then you submit your continuous education points, and they are going to renew for you. Or you have to still sit for the exams all over again.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. All right, so I think there are some hands up. Felix, go ahead.
Yes, so can a non-CompTIA exam, like ISACA, renew a CompTIA exam?
So like a non-CompTIA exam, so yes. When you write, so let's say for CompTIA, when you write maybe CISA, right? You can use CISA as continuous learning and get like be able to use that and to get points to renew your Security Plus. Same thing when you write Security Plus, when you already have CISA, you can use Security Plus to gain points to be able to renew. Right. So they just want to see that you are doing something, you know, that is going to improve yourself as a cybersecurity professional. Samuel, please go ahead.
All right. Thank you for the opportunity to ask this question. I just wanted to know about the CompTIA certifications. I know like the Security Plus is way higher than I think A+. So if I have a Security Plus and a job requires an A+, does it automatically means I'm also certified for A+, or I will have to still write A+ for me to prove that I have A+?
Okay, so good question. So I think for your question is going to, so I'm going to give an example of what you are, asking. So if I have masters in business administration, but I don't have a bachelor's in business administration, I have, let's say, bachelor's in engineering, and a job requires me to have a bachelor's in business administration. You think I qualify for that job or not?
I think you qualify for it.
Or same thing here, right? So in the hierarchy of certifications for CompTIA, Security Plus is way ahead of A+. So for CompTIA, if you are following their career path in terms of certifications, they will encourage you to take A+, Network before Security Plus, Network Plus, right? So if you have Security Plus, we assume that all that knowledge that you need for knowledge and skill you need for A+ and Network Plus, you already have. That is why you're able to pass Security Plus. So that is the assumption. So if you have Security Plus, I mean, you should be able to, you qualify to be able to, get that job if you want to look at it.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Matt, please go ahead.
Good evening, Doc. Good evening, everyone. So, Doc, I want to find out this CE, does it affect or include certifications like the cloud, Azure, or AWS?
Yeah, so they also have their own continuous learning that you can do. And I think for them also, if maybe you have maybe Azure, like the security certification from Azure or from AWS, I think you should be able to use continuous learning from any platform in the security area to be able to get credits or points towards your recertification. Yes. So that they also have programs like that. Yes.
Thank you, Doc.
Yes. Tunde, go ahead.
Doctor, happy birthday.
Thank you.
So I have a lot of questions. We all have a lot of questions, but is it possible? I don't want us to miss your presentation. Is it possible to just leave the questions to the end so that we can listen to your presentation and know how to protect ourselves?
Okay. Yeah, sure. So thank you for that, Tunde. And I think maybe probably everybody will take a clue from Tunde's, but we will just look at Joel and then we will move forward with the presentation. Go ahead, Joel.
Yeah, Doctor, thank you for giving me the opportunity. My question was going back to the CompTIA. If one took the CompTIA course, let's say 2-3 years ago, but didn't take the exams, is it mandatory to take the exams?
No. So it is not, right? Even if you take, even if you took your CompTIA training through CompTIA, you're not mandated to write the exam, right? And two, the exams is not free. You have to pay for it. So if you don't want to write it or you don't have the funds to write it, I mean, nobody can force you to write it. So, but mostly if you take the training, it's only advisable to just get it over with, just write the exams and get it over. But for some reason, if you couldn't write it, I mean, that's fine. You can always go back to write it if you think you are well prepared to be able to ace it. All right. So with that,
okay, thank you so much.
Yes, we are going to jump into what we are going to be looking at for tonight. So tonight we are looking at how to protect ourselves. And before we jump into the actual case studies, we will be looking at some of the common cyber attacks that will be targeting you as an individual, right? Some of it can be extended into, your companies and the rest. But the ones that are targeting us, then nobody is off limits. Attackers, they just target anybody and everybody. And, if they are successful, fine. If not, they will move on to the next victim or the next potential victim, right? So some of the very common attacks are tech support scams, Lottery, I mean, for that, almost everybody is aware of that one. And then also romance scam is also really big. You know, you might think, I mean, we'll fall for this, but every single day people are falling for it. So with the tech support, what they do is these scammers will be claiming to be from tech support for maybe Windows or for Mac or for name it. So they can, like they can send you an email, they can send you like a text message saying they are from tech support, your system is out of date for whatever, you know, just click here for them to help you out. Now, you know, if you don't know any better and you click on it, then like that is it. Whatever type of attack they want to execute, you just help them, right? So tech support is one. Lottery, if you didn't, you know, stake any lottery and somebody is telling you you won, just be careful about that. Now, with that, when I was stationed in Germany, I got to witness like two of these, and they were able to really pull it off, right? Pull it off on some people who you might not, you know, and like these people were not, you know, quote or unquote, they were not stupid by any means, right? But these attackers, they are very innovative, and they are very convincing, you know, in some aspects of what they do. So they are so crafty to the point where, so for this person that they got, like one that I know, they sent the person a text message with a link to a video, because they said, hey, we were randomly picking numbers from this provider. So let's say maybe T-Mobile, we're randomly picking numbers from T-Mobile customers to reward them. So they are, you know, pretending to be from T-Mobile or some or like whatever company. And we picked, your number was the lucky number, right? This is the link to the video where they were announcing you're winning on live TV, right? And now in today's day and age, I can literally set up a CNN, you know, background with the breaking news running, you know, underneath my video in like 3 seconds. Is that easy? Right. So they have, and so that is what they did, right? And they were announcing the person's number. They mentioned the person's name, and it looked really professional, as if it was actually announced on some, you know, TV station somewhere, right? And this person fell for it. So you won, okay, you won maybe 10,000 euro. Okay, how do I get the money? Now that is where the trick comes in. So you have to send us this amount of money. So they wouldn't say 10,000. 10,000 is too small. They'll probably say you won 50 or something, right? So if you are a little bit greedy, just a little bit, everybody is greedy to a point. Just a little bit, you are going to fall for it. And they make it look so authentic. They make it look so real, because if they just send a test and said you won, you're probably going to ignore it. Now they send a test. They also called, right, to say, hey, you won, you know, really excited for you, shouting on the phone. And then they sent you the link of where you were, the announcement was made. So here you didn't really actually stake for the lottery. They randomly pick numbers, customers who were loyal customers to maybe T-Mobile, right? And then you see them announce on the news, these are the lucky winners. They're probably going to mention 4 numbers. Yours is part of it. So you think, you know, and then they will end up convincing you from all different angles, and you end up sending them maybe $1,000 or 2,000 euro in hopes of getting, you know, 60,000 or 50,000. And then, you know, not knowing your 2,000 is the price for them. And for you, it's going to be nothing. Romance scams, I mean, everybody knows about that, where people are posing to be something they are not, right? And that is very easy because they can target anybody and everybody, right? If you are chatting with somebody online and it's not somebody you know already, how sure are you that is the, if it's a girl, how sure are you that is like the actual person, not somebody's picture they picked from somewhere online? So they're able to also use that a lot. Now, the different types of scams and attacks, this one is a big one. Business email compromise. So business email compromise, a lot of companies have lost billions of dollars and euro and other monies to this, right? Business email compromise is really big for scammers. The very, you know, sophisticated scammers are the ones who are using business email compromise, because they target organizations and huge institutions, and they have to be a little bit more skilled than the romance scammers and the lottery scammers, right? So business compromise is whereby they will intercept a communication between two companies, like your company and some other company. So let's say maybe Dion LLC is the law firm that works with Eretmis. Now, or maybe Dion LLC is like a furniture company, and Eretmis purchased some furniture for our office, and we are sending them. So Dion will send us an invoice, and then we will pay them, right? So when Dion LLC is sending the invoice, the attacker will intercept the invoice as it is coming from Dion to us. Once they intercept it, they can do two things. So either they are going to just change the bank details on there and forward it still to us, or they will just sit on it. And what they will do is they will send an email to Eretmis Inc. instead, stating that, hey, this is Dion. We are trying to make sure that everything is good. You receive your package, or you receive whatever. Everything is your furniture is working fine. We will be sending you the invoice maybe next 2 days, but please be advised, our bank details have changed. It's not the usual one that you always use. So we will change it on the new invoice that is coming your way, right? And this is from the attacker. Very convincing from Dion. Okay, so you're also going to, okay, sure, Dion, I'll be expecting you. So now they've prepped your mind for a new bank information. And Dion is thinking they sent you the invoice 3 days ago, so you have it, just waiting for you to pay, right? Now the attacker, the next day, the attacker will send you a new invoice with everything that Dion sent, minus Dion's main bank account. They will put DS on there, and then they will send it to you. And because companies, they deal with each other for a while, they get complacent. So when they receive this, and I prep them, like the attacker prep you that the account is going to change. So you are just going to go ahead and send it to finance. Finance is go ahead and pay. And they just paid maybe $50,000, maybe $50,000, $1.5 million, or whatever amount. They paid it to the attacker, and then after like 2 weeks, Dion will reach out, hey, we still haven't received our payments. What is going on? Then they'll be like, what payments? We just paid you last week. No, we didn't receive it, and they go back and forth. Now, when they dig into the emails, they will discover that the email that is supposedly coming from Dion has some typo in it. So if it's dionllc.com, this one has dionlcc.com or dionll, and the L will probably be like a different character instead of the actual L that looks similar to L, right? It's probably going to be L with apostrophe on top of it. So if you don't really pay close attention, now by that time you'll be going back and forth with Dion LLC, the actual Dion LLC. The attacker would have, taken the money and be would have gone with it. Now they've done this to so many companies, like name it, legal companies or companies within the law industry, finance, name it. There was, I think, there was one big one in New York that cost it was like a law firm. The law firm, they lost almost like $2 million. So there's business email compromise. Yes. So this is really big, right? Now we are just mentioning this. This is not really it affects you as a person, but more so the company, right? But you just have to be aware of it also as well. With this, the emails, you just have to pay attention to it. And we are going to look at an actual case study that happened to Eretmis Inc. So everybody will be able to follow. We've taken screenshots and everything, so it's going to be very interesting. Now, the next one is advance fee fraud. So with this, victims pay upfront fee for goods and services that are not delivered. I mean, like, this is a very common one. If you randomly chance on any website and they are claiming they are selling some things for really cheap and stuff, sometimes you end up buying something from those websites and they will never send anything, right? I think I also had like a couple of friends and family who've experienced this. You will order probably like a shoe for $80, and what you are going to get is probably like a ring that costs like $3. right? After waiting for like 4 weeks or almost like a month and a half, or they are not going to send you anything at all. And if you reach back out to them, they are not even going to respond. Right? Now, for these ones, some credit card and some banks can easily take your money back for you. So it depends on what type of goods or services you are purchasing from who, right? You can get your money back in most cases. And we also have fake antivirus software. So for anybody who loves free software, please be careful. There is nothing like free software anywhere, right? There are free softwares out there. We call it open source in the security space. Those software they get, if they have the free version, they have some other software that they are getting money from, right? But a software that is totally free, especially like antivirus and the rest, they are really not necessarily free. So if you are downloading that for free, attackers will have some other, malicious software attached to that you might not know or be aware of. Right? So just be aware of that. And job offer scams, this is a big one. We are going to talk extensively about this one. But before we do, I think there was a hand raised in here. Okay, so the hand just went down. I don't really remember who, but there was a hand raised. Okay, go ahead, Frank. Please, your volume is down.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it is getting better now.
Question on the business email compliment. So, for example, let's say the attacker intercepted the email and are able to change the bank details, and so the payment was made into the new bank details that was provided. Is it not creating like a paper trail where the attackers can, because the bank can always go back by investigating and get to know who owns that new account and be able to get hold of them?
So yes, I mean, you are thinking in the right direction, but the problem is, financial laws are different for different countries, and the attackers, they are not stupid. When they change bank details, they are not going to change bank details like your bank might probably be Chase Bank, right? They are not going to be using Bank of America to be doing scams, or Chase Bank or Citibank, right? Or Wells Fargo. When they change the details, they're probably going to get a bank that has very limited regulations based on the jurisdiction of the bank. So mostly they will use banks in like the Caribbean, so banks in Bahamas or somewhere. And as soon as the money hits those banks, they transfer that to somewhere else. So they are just going to be transferring it all over the place. It's very hard for you to trace, right? So if, let's say, like the money hit like a bank in Bahamas, and they transferred it to a bank in, let's say, Romania, or they transferred it to a bank in like Russia, right? How are you going to get your money back? So, but if it is like a bank, like they transferred the money to Wells Fargo, I mean, obviously, Wells Fargo is not even going to allow them to just come and take the money, right? They have to go through some like hurdles before they will be able to. But mostly, they have their own system set up where the money goes to a bank that, the area that the bank is operating in is very lax. So they take the money, they will send it somewhere, they will turn it into crypto. Your money will be lost. Like your money will be literally lost. So if you are able to get, wind of this, maybe a day or two, because your transfers, they don't go through until like 3 days. So if you get hold of this early, your bank can hold the, like, as the transfer is going on, they can halt it midway, right? But after a week, I mean, it is gone, right? It is totally gone. It is like the novice scammers who will use Bank of America and American banks, or banks that, like, you are transferring money to like a bank in Germany to really do, I mean, that is not going to work. Because for them, even for the little amount, like even if 10,000 hits, they are eyeing your account really well. So let alone like 1.5, and you want to transfer that elsewhere. So those areas, the attackers don't even play there. Right? They go to areas that will give them that luxury of moving funds around that very easy. Yes. So you are thinking in the right direction, but attackers, they always try to stay ahead of the game also. Right? So hopefully that answers your question.
Yes, sure. Thanks.
Right. Fabi, go ahead.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, I just want to share a little information that happened to me about what you are saying about the lottery. Just last month, some people called me that they are calling from Department of Treasures or whatever, that my name and my number keep on appearing. So I've won $15,000. So I said, me, they said, yes. They gave me information about myself, everything. They have it. So we have to be very careful. And then they told me that I have to give them my account number so that they can transfer the money into my account. And I said, no, I can't do that. I don't even know if that is real. And they told me that, okay, then they'll give me a number so that I can call somebody from the department, and then he will explain a whole lot of things to me. And I said, okay, they gave me their number. And I told them that I'll call later because I have my children, I need to take care of them. Then they keep on calling. Have you called the number? Have you called the number? And then I just put my phone off. And when I switch it on again, they didn't call. So we have to be very careful about these scams. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Fabi. So I think there are some hands. Okay. Thank you for that. It's very insightful. And we are going to, get into those also as well. Now we got to, I think, job offer scams. Now, job offer scams, they are huge, especially in the cybersecurity field, right? We've had several, incidents within the Eretmis family whereby students were applying for jobs, and then they will have an email or somebody will reach out to them and say, hey, we have this job offer for you. We think you're a good fit. And especially sometimes they will say, we saw your resume on LinkedIn or somewhere, right? So we think you're a good fit for this. And they'll have like a job, post, they have like the job description and everything. And the next step is they are asking for your social security number and your status, right? So are you legal to work in the United States or like wherever you're perpetrating this scam? So if you are, then send us your passport or your green card, your social security number, filled out this form for us, right? If any job is asking for that and you don't have a job offer, or you've not gone through the pipeline of going through the series of interviews for cybersecurity, you do at least 3 interviews, Some companies will do 2, but that is, the exception. Some will even do 4. You go through at least. So if you've not gone through the whole interview process and they've not given you a job offer and they're asking for social security numbers, they're asking for your passport, they're asking for, then you should just know that is, that is a red flag. Because are they going to collect the social security numbers and the passport for all applicants if there is like 100 of you applying for one job? Then like what are they going to do with that information? They don't need it. Like, do they even know whether you can do the job or not? Like, what are they really going to use that for? And some of these scams, they also say, oh, like you just won, or they will just call you and do some bogus interview. Unless, they will send you an email, oh, you are the best thing in the world when it comes to cybersecurity. So we are picking you, we cannot let you go. And so we need all this information for you to, and if you are on the job market looking for a job, you think this is your lucky breakthrough. Now for you, for everybody who go through this, you have some doubts that this sounds too good to be true, right? Maybe probably you even think you didn't, that wasn't a real interview, or is this how cybersecurity interviews are? But because you think you are getting a good deal, right? Maybe your stars have just aligned and you are very lucky today, so you are going to, there's nothing like that. You have to prove yourself, you have to go through interviews, you have to work for it. So if anybody is making it look very easy and they are just offering you a job on a silver platter, but then they need all the PII, so your personal identifiable information, for them to proceed, please don't give that information out, because when you give it to them, guess what? Now they can be you anywhere. They can literally go get like a car loan and get a car in your name in Kansas, and you are probably living in New York, right? And next, you have something on your credit report saying that you are not paying your monthly car payments. And what car? And guess what? If they're able to do that and they don't pay, guess who's going to be paying for the $60,000 or $20,000 car? You. There is no way you are going to get out of it, right? So we have to protect our information. For job, they know people who are looking for jobs. You are very open. You are looking for an opportunity. So there is some vulnerability to you. But you should know that if they are asking for anything, if they are asking for anything, that should be asked when you actually have a job offer. Then that is a big red flag. Right? So anybody asking for your passport, your green card, asking for your social security number, and you've not even done an interview, we need to verify before we push you forward. All that is just a scam. Right? So in the job space, please be careful, pay attention. There are a lot of fake job listings also as well, right? Like some of it, they will just call you and they are asking for personal information. So some of those personal information, they can turn around and use for other scams, like you won the lottery, we have this, your passport number is this, we selected you from whatever, just like what like Phoebe was talking about. So just be on the lookout. The fact that you're looking for a job doesn't mean you are desperate or you have like very vulnerable that anybody will just ask for any information and you are going to go ahead and give it, especially your social security number, your passport, your green card, like whatever other personal information that you might have, your address and the rest. Please be on the lookout. If you're looking for a job, questions that whoever your potential employer is going to ask will be, where did you work previously? How did you leave your last job? They just want to know what you can do and what happened to you. Two, are you going to be a good fit for their company? If you don't pass any of those, they don't want anything from you. They are going to move on to the next person, right? So just please be on the lookout. Anybody asking for any personal information because they think they can get it because you are desperately looking for a job. I mean, you shouldn't buy into that, right? So that is also one of the biggest scams that are going on. Now, let's look at some statistics real quick. So during COVID, yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to say something. Like I've directed some people to you. If you think the offer is too good to be true and you're not sure, call Dr. Adu, reach out to Dr. Adu.
Yes. Yes, I think there have been like a couple of students who have reached out, right? Like some will send you the job title and like the conversation going back and forth between, them and the supposedly, like the recruiter. And I mean, I can just look at that and tell you, no, this is BS. And then also, thank you, Kingsley, for bringing that up. Also, piggybacking on this. So I've also witnessed 2 or 3 instances whereby this was not even a cybersecurity job, whereby there was a fake job posting, you apply for it, you go through, they have, like for those cameras, they were really on point, right? They have like 2 or 3 people who are going to interview you. You go through the interview process, I mean, they'll make it a little bit easy on you, and then they'll say you pass, right? They will send you a job offer, and then that is where the catch is. So when they send you the job offer, they will let you know you are starting maybe on Monday, on Tuesday. They will give you, they will get all the information from you. For them, what they are looking for is not your personal information. So like the main scam is on the backside. So after they've given you everything, how if you're doing a remote job, your company will send you like computers at home for you to, that is what you're going to be using and stuff. So during your in-processing, you're supposedly in-processing, they will tell you that, hey, we are going to, like they will let you choose between Mac or Windows machines. And they have some specifications that they are going to send you. Do you want, this is the specification we want. Which of these machines are you going to choose? You choose yours, like whatever you want. And then the next thing they will say is that they want you to purchase this Mac machine or this Windows, on your own. So go to Target, go to not Target, go to Best Buy, right? Purchase this. I mean, Target also sell the computers, but purchase this system, send it to us, right? Send it to them, and they are going to install whatever software that you're going to be using for work, and their VPNs and stuff on there, and they are going to reimburse you for the computer that you purchased. Now, you might say, I mean, I'm not going to fall for that. Before then, they would have sent you, I think they will send you like $1,000 sign-in bonus or something, right? And you cash it and it works like you actually got the money, you spent it. So you think, okay, I mean, like these people are for real. So when they tell you to go purchase a laptop for maybe $4,000 and purchase an iPhone in addition to that, right, iPhone 15, that you are going to use yourself, and you just have to send it to them for them to install some VPNs and the rest on it and send it back to you, and they're going to reimburse you come end of the month when they are paying you. You know, if their first check that they sent you went through and you have the money and you finish the money, even if you don't have money, you are going to use your credit card to purchase these machines and send it to them. Now, when you send it to them, that is their price. That is it. There is no job. They just gave you 1,000. You gave them back like 10,000. So that's it. Thank you very much. They got a profit of 9,000. Right. And they are doing this to a lot of people. Now, another side to this scam is this. They are not going to let you purchase anything. What they will do is, you know, they will have you set up, and like for this like example that I was preview to, is even funny. They were having this person who was supposedly doing cybersecurity job. What they have her do was she was harvesting emails, you know, like she was using like an email harvesting software to harvest emails and send these emails to the attackers. And like she didn't know any better. She thought like that was the job she was supposed to be doing as a security professional. And at the end of the month, what they did was they sent her a check for, I think they were supposed to be paying her $100K or something within that range. So her monthly, if it was supposed to be maybe 8,000 or thereabout, they sent her a check for almost 20,000, and she was supposed to cash that money, send 3,000 to other subordinates that were working in different departments. And she was, I mean, but I don't work in finance, you know, this is not, oh, you know, it's part of your job, you're a manager, so please cash it and send it to these people. Now she went to the bank to cash this check after working for, I think, 2 weeks. So she was getting paid every 2 weeks. She went to the bank to cash this check, but she was a bit skeptical. So she went not to actually cash it, but because she, you know, she saves at that bank and she knows the tellers and the rest, she called one person to the side and asked them, hey, I'm very skeptical about this check. Can you please take this and verify for me, right? If it's actually legit or not, right? Because if you go to the counter to cash it, there is no going back on, oh, I didn't know it was fake. So this person took it, you know, verified and said, oh, it's bogus, right? And then she got that and easily went away. But if you actually went ahead to cash it, and whoever was going to cash it was aware of it, and got to know that it was, they could have even called like the police on you, right? Now, another side of that is, let's say if the cash was like, if the check was that good, it cleared. So when it's clear, it's not really going to clear through the bank for the next 3 days, right? So that, like, once it clears the initial requirement, it is going to pass like the initial assessment. So they will push it forward for you to actually go through. Now they are going to give you some of the funds, not all of it. So if it's big money, like 10,000 and the rest, once you do maybe probably like online deposit, it's going to give you like 4,000 that is really available for you to use. If you took that money and you sent it to the supposedly subordinates and you're waiting for the balance of 6,000 or whatever to clear, now the next email that you're going to receive is that your check bounced. It was a bad check. So you have to refund that money back, right? So that is also another scam that is going on, right? So please be aware for jobs, if, I mean, it is too good to be true. Everything seems to be working too easy. You didn't really work, or, you know, you didn't really put in an effort. Please don't get carried away by any of these, right? So according to the FBI, cybercrime increased by 300% during COVID time, right? And it has not dropped after COVID. It's just still going up, right? So just be on the lookout. That is just some statistics that I wanted to put out there. Now, phishing emails and phishing attacks during the COVID time, Google was seeing 18 million daily, and now it is still going up, right? I know in like the military, on daily basis for our units, we were seeing almost like 10,000 phishing emails, like phishing email, like emails that was being sent, 10,000 just on our, like for our unit. Other units, I'm not privy to what numbers they were looking at, 10,000 and up, right? So these attacks, they are no joke, right? Now we are going to look at, why some of these attacks are very successful, and what we can do about it. But then before we look at what we can do about it, we are going to move into the actual case studies. So these attacks are very successful because as we get more virtual, as we get more smart with smartphones, smart whatever, smart everything, the more vulnerable we become. Because as we are getting more smart, we are increasing our attack surface. So attackers, they have different avenues and different approaches to be able to attack us, right? And then also training is a problem. Most people are untrained, they are uninformed, right? So it's very easy for attackers to really get away with very simple and easy forms of attacks, right? So if you are informed, you are trained like what we are doing right now, you are privy to most of these. I think somebody keeps unmuting themselves. Please hold on a minute. I'm trying to find out who is unmuting them. Okay, can everybody hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So as we get more smarter with everything, smartphone, smart scale, smart everything, we are getting more vulnerable as well. And untrained, there are a lot of average person is untrained, right? They don't know what to look out for when it comes to these types of attacks. Now, lack of awareness training for companies, within companies, is also one big factor. And then also lack of cybersecurity professionals, right? These statistics are a little bit old now, is more, right? So this is during like 2020, it was projected that by the end of 2021, there will be 3.5 on-field cybersecurity jobs. Now it is more, right? We are in 2023, and the number keeps increasing. So now we are going to jump into the fun parts. Some of the examples of the cyber attacks that we have all encountered. So there's an example of a WhatsApp message that somebody got stating that, and this is from UK. If you've lived a little bit in the UK, you know Asda. They are kind of similar to Costco and like the rest, right? So you will receive a random message stating that maybe Costco or Target is offering a free voucher for their, 68th birthday or anniversary or something. And they have a link for you to click on to redeem your coupon. Now, if you pay attention, look at the D, right? Look at this D right here. So they have it as that, but if you don't pay attention, you will think this is actually D. This is not D. If you click on it, you are doing the attacker's bidding now, right? Another example, these ones, they might look kind of innocent. So you are there, randomly somebody will just send you a message, either text message or on WhatsApp, trying to find out if this is like an old friend or this is somebody they know. Your next response is going to be no. And then they are just going to jump into their spiel. Oh, okay, you are very nice. Nice to meet you. What is your name? And you're trying to, strike some acquaintance with you. Don't follow those conversations. They are not going to end up anywhere. They are going to end up with you losing something, right? So those ones, that is how gradually they attack. Like they will start building that relationship, so-called relationship, and all in the name of trying to scam you out of something. Right? So this is a very common one that I think on a weekly basis I receive like 5 or we receive like 5 or 6 of these on a weekly basis. You see PayPal, email from PayPal, right? And on here, look at the email. I'm not sure if this is very clear, but we'll look at like a similar one. So on here, it says service@intel.paypal.com, right? This is the email that is going to pop up. So you would think, and PayPal's, I don't think they have any intel.paypal extension for their domain name, right? So, and you receive this, so response required, and mostly they will let this sound very urgent. They will let it sound like you did something wrong or something happened to your account, so you need to take, action now. So with this type of attack, for when we were preparing for these, for tonight's presentation, we were actually going to demonstrate how to do this, like how to come up with this email and send it to yourself or send it to somebody. It's very easy to do this, right? You don't have to be any cybersecurity genius to be able to do this. We can literally teach everybody on here in like 3 minutes. You'll be able to generate this PayPal email, send it out, and then when somebody clicks on this, log in, when they click on the login, it is actually going to take them to our PayPal clone site. That looks exactly like PayPal. And when they type in their username and password, that will come to us. Once that comes to us, the page will refresh again. And this time around, it's going to take them to the original PayPal website. And when you type in your username and password, it is actually going to log in because now you are on the original PayPal website. And you will see that nothing has happened to your account. So this might probably have been a mistake, and you're just going to, close it and go your way thinking nothing happened, right? But unknowingly to you, we just got your PayPal credentials. And whilst you are going about your business, we will log into your PayPal. If there is money in it, just, transfer that to ourselves, transfer that to wherever you want to transfer that to. And we can even make purchases through your PayPal, right? So that is one way. Mostly for these emails, you have to ignore them. If you see this, so let's say you just saw this from a PayPal that somebody is trying to log into your account or something really bad happened to your account. Guess what? Ignore this email. Go directly to PayPal's website. Don't click on anything on here. Go straight to PayPal's website and check. If the email is saying it's from West Fargo, it's from Bank of America, it's from your bank, and somebody tried to log in or somebody tried to transfer your money, so click on here. Don't click on it. Just go directly to your bank's website, check. If nothing happened there, totally ignore it, right? Sometimes we get text messages or emails stating that Eretmis's Amex American Express card has been used in a fraudulent whatever somebody is using. So click this link to rectify it. We don't do that. We just go straight to our app or the website, log in. There is no alert on there. So we just go away. But if you click on that link, it is going to take you to a clone website of the actual website of Bank of America or PayPal. And once you type in your information, that goes directly to the attacker. The page will refresh again, and it will look as if when you typed it in, maybe there was a connection problem. So you are going to type it in again. Now that one will take you to the original website and you'll be logged in, but then we just got your credentials, right? So just be on the lookout for such emails. Totally ignore these emails. Just go directly to the source. And this is also an example of some of the employment scams that are going on there. I'm a staff at this company. We are going to offer you $500 a week if you do, you are going to be doing this remote job for this and that and that. Click here or send an email to this person. I mean, all these, if it sounds too good to be true, obviously is. Now, one other area that we are not going to touch on here, but I still want to talk about is vehicle purchase scams. If you are looking to purchase a vehicle, and there's a vehicle that is supposed to, on average, it looks like a $50,000 vehicle, and somebody is selling it for 35 because they just divorced with their wife or their husband, and they just want to move out of that area and just, don't have to deal with anything again. Please be careful, right? And then they will start giving you all these. So please give the money to my uncle, and the vehicle is here. You can pick it up, or I just moved to Australia, and all that is just, I mean, they are just trying to cook something for you to, eat. But as we are here, we are not ready to eat anything that they are cooking. So they'll probably have to eat like whatever they are cooking themselves. So that is also one of the big scams, or like big areas that scammers are able to scam people in. So moral of the story is, don't try to buy anything, or don't try to get overly excited about something that you think you are having so much of a good deal, right? Because, like, another example, iPhone 15 is out. iPhone 15 is what? 15 is like 1,200, at least $1,000, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, depending on whatever specs you are looking for. If somebody is trying to sell you iPhone 15 for $700, don't think you have a deal. You are probably going to buy Air. You're going to pay the $700, all right, but what you're going to get is no iPhone 15. That is if you get something at all, right? So just be on the lookout for such little tricks, and like these scams, they are very successful if you try to be just a little bit greedy or just a little bit ignorant, right? So now one of the big corporates, they're also going to send Bank of America once on here. So for this, they will send with this big banner, okay, click here to review your account now. Please don't click. If you do, problem. Now check. I mean, we are going to do this, dissecting here in a little bit. Check up here, right, real quick. So this says is from Bank of America, right? It's from American Express. So when you when you see the email, all that you're going to see, you are not going to see this, everything that is on here. All that you're going to see is American Express. When you click on it, if you are not trained, or you've not been exposed, or you don't have this awareness, you might think because you saw American Express, there's no way this is not from American Express. You are totally wrong. I can literally change the name on my email setup to American Express. And when I send you an email, the name that you're going to see on there will be American Express. I can change the caller ID on my phone to American Express. And when I call you, what you're going to see on your phone is American Express. So you might think it's American Express calling you. I can change my caller ID to Uber. When I call you, you think it's Uber that is calling you, right? I can change it to anything. I can change it to IRS. I can change it. So when I call you with all the bogus stories that I'm going to tell you, because one, you saw Uber, you think, oh, yes, indeed, it's from Uber. It is not, right? So another example, because I said Uber, I have so many of these scam examples, right? And these happen to real people, some, most of whom I know, right? And most of whom I got to know because of what I do, right? So I have a friend who drives Uber. Now he picked a lady, right, for maybe $15. She wasn't going that far. So picked the lady. The lady was at the back seat. There is like a partition in the car, dropped off the lady. As soon as he dropped off the lady, I think like 2 minutes after that, he had a call, and the caller ID said Uber. He picked the call, and the person on the other side was like, hey, somebody has just filed sexual assault on you. One of the passengers, like a passenger that you just picked, filed a sexual harassment, whatever, report with us right now. And he's confused. Like, I mean, this lady was way back there. I didn't even talk to her. She got in and got out. So what are you talking about? Now they have your emotions running, right? That is exactly where they want you to have you. Exactly where they want you is where they have you now. You are worried. I mean, you didn't do anything wrong. Like, what are they talking about? And so they said, for such cases, we will suspend, or we will like cancel you from Uber. You wouldn't be able to do Uber anymore. Like, I mean, you didn't do anything. Now they are going to cut you off Uber. Like, what are they talking about? Right. So they are like, okay, calm down. We can sort this out. Mostly sometimes there's a misunderstanding. So like, you've seen how they are leading you on. They just set you up on like an emotional roller coaster. So you are up really, worried. And then now, okay, calm down. We need some information for us to be able to verify that you indeed didn't do anything wrong, blah, blah, blah. Now, next is, so you are, this person, I mean, your name and everything. When somebody takes, when somebody picks you for Uber, your name will show, your car details and the rest. But I think once they got that, they tried to log into his Uber account, right? Whilst he was on the phone with them. So they were like, okay, we are going to send you a PIN. Confirm that PIN for us. And we will proceed with your case. So unknowingly to him, they were logging into his account, right? So once he sent the PIN, because he wasn't paying attention and he didn't know what was going on, they put him in in an emotional roller coaster. So he wasn't even thinking. All he saw was like there was like a beep on his phone. He looked at the PIN, told them real quick, and they used that to log into his Uber account. And the next thing that the guy said is like, "Oh, for the whole week you've only driven $200." You're like, yeah. Okay, so you also say with Bank of America, Bank of America is on here. Yes, I do. Okay, give us your Bank of America login details. That was when a red flag, came up for him. It was like, what? Why should I give you my Bank of America, details? Well, we are using all that to verify, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I'm not giving that. And they went back and forth. And last conversation from the Uber people was like, F you. And they dropped the call because he wasn't playing game at that point, right? But if he was that scared to the point where he didn't know anything, I mean, they were able to get him on the first. And guess what they did also? They transferred his 200 that, he had in his Uber account. Now he had to go to Uber to report this. So he went to the office and Uber told him, this is the first incident, so they're going to give him a pass. And the money is not that big, so they are going to refund that money to him. But the Uber is not going to get the money back. But if that happens again, he's on his own. So if it was like, if he had like almost $5,000 on there, they would have just transferred everything and then that was it. And there is no way Uber could have, taken that money back for him. So, I mean, just be on the lookout for these scams. There is a whole list of stories that we can talk about, back and forth. But an example here also as well. And then this also part of the employment scams that you are going to get. So they are asking for, so this is very typical, asking for your passport. So, phone numbers and everything on here, right? So now we are going to move into our main case study for the night. And this was to us, right? So for Eretmis, we are registered with the federal government. So we are in the federal government system, right? So we do receive emails from the federal government for contracts, from the states for contracts. And we received one of these, it was a normal Monday, normal Tuesday. We received one of these emails and we were like, okay, so this looks kind of funny, right? And it looked kind of funny because it didn't come to the company's email. It came to Dr. Edu's Yahoo email, right? And reason why, so aside even diving deep into this, we are tracking where all business emails are supposed to come to. So anything that goes outside the business space, we are okay. So let's take a look at this. Even for the business side, we still get some of these bogus emails coming that's on that side, right? So let's break this email down. We received this email and the email was talking about, so I'm not sure if this was the first, yes. So the email was talking about a bid for the administrative office of the US courts, right? So this is procurement division is requesting a quote for the following items attached. So they had an attachment right here, right? We require you to work on it and submit your bidding before due date. And also one of the very easy giveaways with these scammers is they are not so good when it comes to grammar, right? And like sentences and it is very obvious. You read it, if it's from like a professional company, if it's from a professional outlet, at least they will do some proofreading before they send it. So we received this. We knew what this was, so we wanted to play along, right? To be able to get a case study like this, right? So, and this is from Andrew Bank. I don't know if that is like the correct pronunciation for this. He's a contracting officer / contract specialist Administrative Office of the U.S. Courts, Procurement Management Division, and this is the address, right? 1 Colombo Circle, blah, blah, blah. Now, when you check and this was, I think, 2020, I think, or 2021, thereabout, right? Now, when you check the Administrative Office of the U.S. Courts, the address that is on here, checks out, okay, right? The address checks out, but their phone number is not this phone number. So, I mean, these we highlighted these if you can see, for you to be able to really see what is on there, right? So they have everything on here. Now they have, so on here, like delivery, and then also net 30, and blah, 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 the rest. So that is fine. Now for the email that came through, all government agencies, they have a .gov extension, right? All government agencies, they have .gov extension. So for this email, at a glance, you see .gov. So this, I mean, obviously is from, and you cannot get .gov extension if you're not a government agency or you don't work for a government agency, right? So his email, Andrew Bank, he has the .gov. So face value, this looks legit, right? Now let's dig a little bit more into it. So for you to really know the actual email that is sending you an email, click on reply, right? If you click on reply, the actual email that is hidden behind the fake email that is being used to send you that information will be reviewed. Now, this is it right here. So when you click on reply, this is the actual email that is being used to send this email. It's not this one. This is just to max this email, right? So now you've seen is a .us, and that .us extension is not a government extension. Anybody can get a .us extension, right? So they purchase this, they purchase this domain name on their own, and they are using this for their scams. So this really, gives them away. This is not like, this is what you see on face value. When you actually click on reply, this is the email that is hidden behind this. And they can easily do this. Like, this is very easy to, right? This is carried away when you see these and, say, okay, it was the actual original government email. It wasn't. This is like how you be able to break it down and see. And sometimes if you just put your mouse or like your cursor on the name of the person who sent it, you will see the actual email, not the fake one, right? So this is one big giveaway. Now let's move forward. And also for the name, if you check this name on LinkedIn or on social media, there is, you are not going to see anybody with this name. We also did check that. Now let's look at the attachments that we are supposed to, use to submit our bid. And the bid was for, so also another red flag was for some computers that the Administrative Office of the U.S. courts were looking for. Well, we work in the security space, we work in the IT space, but we don't supply computers or any of those. So maybe they are just sending it to all, people listed on the government, list of potential companies that can work for the government, who are in the IT space. So I give them that. So we're supposed to send our quotes for these systems that are down here, right? So, so it was a Microsoft Surface Book 3. It was a Microsoft Surface Book 3, also like different specifications, right here. Now, when we check, and they need 25 of these, 25 of these. When we check, like at that time, one of these, Microsoft Surface Pro Book 3, with these specifications, I think one was almost 3,000 thereabout, right? One. Now with this second one, I think one was almost like 3,600. One, right? So even if, let's say, we are not purchasing it from Best Buy, but we are purchasing it directly from Microsoft, and we are serving us like contractors who are purchasing it, and we will get like a better deal than if you're purchasing it, one per like one machine per. maybe let's say for the 3,005, you get it around like 2,005, maybe there now. And for the 5,000, for the 3,500, we'll get it around maybe 3,000, right? Now, if we are purchasing 25 machines for 3,000, how much would that be? So, and for the government, if you are purchasing for 3,000 and selling it to the government, your price point will be way higher than that, right? But for you purchasing, we are just looking at us purchasing. If you purchase this for 3,000 a piece, how much is that going to be in total cost to your company, right? So you can do the math here. So even if it was like 1,000 for each system, it was going to be 25,000 for this, 25,000 for this, so 50,000. Now it's 3,000, so that can be times 3, right? So we are talking about somewhere in the parks of 100. Yes, so like somewhere around 75 a piece, so around like 150, right? Now let's do some dissecting. If you look at this PDF document that they sent, so on the top, they have the logo, right, for the administrative office of U.S. courts. Now, this logo, you don't need to be very skilled to see that there's something wrong with this logo. It looked like, can anybody see like what I'm about to talk about here? Look at the logo. Maybe if you are using like a bigger screen, you'll be able to see it well.
You're breaking the seal, Doc.
Yes. So like this, like, can you see the logo right here?
Yes.
It looks like the only logos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different office.
So yeah. So, and 2, it looks like it was scanned. Like they just scanned it, or like they just cut it out of a paper, put it on this paper and made a photocopy. Right. So like that is 1. And then 2, so this is the procurement management division. So office of, okay, Columbus, blah, blah, blah. Now look at the formatting. So this is bold, this is not bold, this is bold, this is, I mean, which office will be doing this, right? The government office, not so much. And then contracts specialist, Andrew Banks, or Bank, whatever his or her name is. Now, all these numbers, they just made these up, right? And then solicitation, contracts, order for commercial items. Now, is this a contract or is this a solicitation? Is this a request for RFP, request for like proposal? Like, what really is this? They just put like different names on there. But one, they don't even know like what they are doing or what they are talking about. Like for a government agency that has, then you are supposed to be a contract specialist. I mean, okay, so let's move into this. Now they have net 30. So net 30, if you submit everything, like if you send them the computers, they will pay, like you get paid, you know, like 30 days after that, or something on those lines. That is what they are trying to talk about. Now, and that's why is that even like highlighted, or like why is that bold? Now that is also another red flag if you want to look at it that way. Now these specifications, they took, like they looked at computers that were very expensive and they put them on here, right? If this was like $500 or $120, and you're multiplying it, the money is not going to be that big. So that is, you know, why they chose these for the scam that they are perpetrating. Now, if you look at the bottom of the document, right down here, there are some typos and there are some, you know, formatting issues. So this is a big issue. Like the formatting, all of it is, they are not aligned, they are off, right? And the whole thing looks kind of funny, right? And like spelling mistakes and little things here and there. So they kept going back and forth on what this really is. So is it an RFQ, or is it a solicitation? Is it like a request for proposal? Like, what really is this, right? So and then I think we are going to move on. So this is just breaking this down and letting you know that even like the document that they sent is bogus. So if you are not paying attention and maybe you just registered your company, you want to get a government contract, and then for them, once you register your company, like once you register with the government, you can go to SAMS and register your company on there. It's free to be able to bid for government contracts. You have to be on SAMS to be able to bid for government contracts. Now, the downside is everybody on SAM, everybody in the general public can go on SAM and see everybody listed on SAM. Your name, your company's name, email address, point of contact, your phone numbers, and the rest. So scammers who are doing these contract scams, that is where they go to find their victims, right? So they will send you, stuff like this. And if you are desperately looking for a contract, you are not paying attention, you think, okay, fine, so this is for a government agency, blah, blah, blah. And then they will also so for the email, we send them, so we did put some figures on there and we sent it to them. And the response was like, thank you for your email. I received your company's code, working on it presently with my team. We are looking for 3 to 5 working days for shipping. Let me know if these items are in stock and can be shipped 3 to 5 days, right? Due to COVID-19 rules and regulations, net 15 days will be used for this order. Now they said net 30, now it's net 15. Fine, I mean, due to COVID-19, I give them that. Now look at something. We sent our quote and they are asking us when we can deliver by, or when we are supposed to deliver by. Did we win the bid? Like, what is really going on? Did we win, or because we just sent the quote, automatically we have to, like, everybody is going to turn in or like supply like the computers, and then they will pick through and choose which one they want, or like what is going on here, right? So this also raises a red flag, and we are playing along to see where this was going to lead to, right? So they sent this, and I think let me look at no. So with this, we didn't send anything else. We just sat on this email, and as we know, we received a phone call. Hey, this is Andrew from administrative office of the U.S. courts. Okay, how are you doing, Andrew? So we received your quote for your company. When can you deliver the computers? And this call came to me. I'm like, okay, so did we win the contract? Oh, yeah. So yes. So you can go ahead and submit. And I'm like, okay, so where is the documentation showing that we won the contract? And what are like the terms and conditions for this contract? Well, we don't really do, and I asked him, do you even know how the government system works? And that's, this guy is like, hello, click. And then that was it. Right. So when they called, I also played along, and he was saying, okay, so because of COVID, they are not like the courts, they wouldn't be able to receive the computers if we were to ship it. So he was going to give me a different address for us to ship it to. And then the US courts will pay us in 15 days, right? So if you are not paying attention and you desperately need a contract, you are going to use your company's credit card or whatnot to go purchase these on credit for 150,000. Send it to Mr. Andrew and sitting there waiting for the US government to pay you. Right? There goes your 150. So, and like these people, they keep doing this because some people will fall for it and they do get victims. So if they are doing this, like how much is it costing them? Maybe probably just a Wi-Fi, right? Sending these emails, following up, calling, and people who don't know any better will fall for this and play along, right? And sometimes maybe if they are not able to get bigger fish or like get 150 worth of booze, they might probably be able to get away with like maybe 3,000, 4,000, 2,000 here and there, right? And it's going to add up for them, right? So this is a case study from us, that actually from Eretmis, right? So now we are going to look at some of the red flags that can help you identify some of these things that are going on, right? So the emails, like I was talking about, make sure if so unfamiliar sender identity. So mostly how these attacks, how they work, you know, there are some principles that they use that really help them, right, for these to work. So one, we have something that we call authority. They always want to make it sound like, you know, they are an authority. So what is an authority? If you know, like a government agency is an authority, a school is an authority, and any institution, you know, that has some, you know, like legal backing to it is an authority. So if they say, hey, I'm from West Fargo, okay, so you give them that audience, say, I'm from PayPal, I'm from Bank of America, I'm from American Express, I'm from IRS authority, right? So they will pick one of those. So they use authority. Now, two, sense of urgency. Sense of urgency. So they make it look like if you don't take action now, something is bad, like something is going to happen. So they try to rush you, right? Just like the example that I gave with my friend, right? Now you are there minding your business. They are accusing you of sexual harassment, and you have to, you know, we are going to delete your account right now. So for whatever you are doing now for Uber, you have to stop. You cannot proceed until we fix this. So they make it look, you know, urgent, and then also some sense of, so the urgency, the sense of urgency will bring in some panic as well, right? So they get you emotionally, you know, on an emotional roller coaster, up and down, right? Really tense, like they get you emotionally charged, because once they get you to that point, your logical reason kind of goes out of the window, right? And then familiarity. They will use something that is familiar to you, right? They will send it, so they are not going to use something that you're not familiar with. If they are sending you an email talking about, hey, we met at the vegan conference and you're not a vegan, you are totally just going to ignore them, right? But if you're vegan, oh, okay, then, and you are attending vegan conferences, okay, that maybe it is true, right? So familiarity plays also a key role. And there are, I think, like 3 or 4 things in that list, right? But we are going to get to all of those as we move along. Now, for the emails, I think for the case study that we looked at, now it's very obvious how to check the emails to see that they are from the actual companies that they are claiming to be from, right? So if you don't know, like if the email that you see is different from the email when you click on reply or when you just put your mouse over the email, if it is totally different, then you should know that is a phishing email, right? And then also things that are red flags, spelling mistakes, and, you know, mechanical errors and typos and spaces and like anything formatting, that will be an error. Yes, please pay attention to that also as well. And what I was talking about, so sense of urgency, they are trying to push you to take action now, take action now, right? That is also, and then also for like cancel this request immediately. If you put your mouse on it, you're actually going to see the link that they are pushing out there for you to click on, right? And for these emails, please don't click on anything. Another one, so there was Fargo one, and like the ones from the bank. Now you might be asking, so how did they get the, if it's not from West Fargo, how did they get the logo? How did they get, that is, they just go online and copy and paste the logo, right? Now they will let this look like this is from West Fargo support, right? But look at the actual email that they are using to send this. Forget about what is here, West Fargo Online Bank 2. Look at what is here. This is the actual website that is extension that is being used to send it. So if this is not westfargo.com at the back here, for like, you should know this is a red flag. It's not from West Fargo. And they will have this link there, westfargo.com. If you click on this, it's not going to take you to West Fargo. If it takes you to West Fargo, it's a fake West Fargo website. And for the fake websites, they don't have to design it themselves. There is a tool out there that you can use to clone any website. We can easily, we could have easily like demonstrated that here, but I mean, yeah, if somebody decides to take that and use that for something else, then that will be counterproductive to what we are doing. So we are just going to tell you about it, but not show you, but you can find out and research about that. So I can clone, or you can clone any website. So you don't have to kind of create Wells Fargo's website from scratch. You just clone it. And all that we use that for is when customers type in their username and password. So like for this, I will have this as the URL. Like I'll have like the clone as the URL behind this hyperlink. So once you click on it, it takes you to my fake Wells Fargo page. You type in your username and password. It doesn't work. It will take you to the original Wells Fargo page. But guess what? I got your details already, right? So all these are some of the areas or some of the things that you can help you identify some of the red flags. Now, how do you prevent or how do you protect ourselves from, these attacks, yourself and your companies? So we as we are going through, we are looking at some of the ways to protect yourself and what to look out for, right? So for these cyber criminals, their goal, like what I was talking about, the intent and also some of the tricks and tips that they use. So what they are doing mostly for personal gain, and like what makes them successful or what makes the attacks successful. For them to be able to get to you, if, like I said, you are a little bit greedy or you are not paying attention or you're a bit naive about some of these things, then they will be able to get you. Now, if you're a little bit greedy, it's for personal gains, right? You think you are going to, there's a magic box where you can put in $100 and get 1,000 out of it. If you think that way, then the magic box is going to take you $100 and not give you anything, right? Because it is a magic box. When it takes you 100, nothing comes back out of it, right? That is the magic part of it. You are not going to get, don't think that like the magic is you're going to get 100, put in 100 and get 1,000. Like the magic is you're going to put in 100 and that's going to be the end of your 100, right? So, I mean, let's not get too much into that space of getting something that we didn't work for, something for free. Right? Now, charity, if you are somebody with a good heart who wants to donate, there are a lot of charity scams out there as well, right? And they can cook up a very good story. I mean, they are on TV advertising, they are online. Some of these charities, before you donate, please dig into it and make sure it is actually going to the cause that you want to donate to. And pay somebody who is very passionate about charity, it's very easy for you to get scammed, right? So the scamming part here is they are taking your money you are thinking is going to charity, but it's going to somebody's pocket. So, and like what I was talking about, authority and familiarity, they use that to make you believe what they are doing. So if they just randomly sent you an email asking for your username and password for PayPal, you wouldn't mind them. But if they say they are from PayPal, you just committed some, huge crime on your PayPal account, you are using it for money laundering, so your account has been blocked, click here to reactivate your account or click here to talk to somebody, then because they are from PayPal and they have an authority on your account, you are going to, fall for that, right? I can't tell you how many times my PayPal account has been blocked, but then it wasn't blocked, right? So just pay attention to that. Now, urgency and fear, like what we're just discussing, those are some of the tricks that they use to really push you to take action. So the goal of attackers or for these type of attacks is for you to take action as quickly as possible, right? Because if they wait and they give too much time for you, you are going to change your mind on it, right? So if they make you, okay, do it now, then you are not able to think through and you are going to do it, right? So how do we protect ourselves and our family? Keep your personal information or your private information private, right? Now, attackers, because of what social media and the rest, we've made their life easier for them, right? Just like Fabio was talking about, these attackers, they were able to tell her about herself, where your address, your this, your that, your that. And sometimes you are wondering, how did they get it? And it's as easy as me going to your social media account, different accounts that you have, picking the information, bits and pieces from here, and then putting them all together, right? An example, you have 3 kids, right? You have a Facebook page. On your kid's birthday, you are going to post on there, happy birthday, John. You are the best thing that ever happened to me, and then you are probably going to put the full name, John Maxwell or something, right? Now attackers can jot that down. Okay, so 3 kids, John is the first son, Then they are going through your feed. In June, you also wish happy birthday to your maybe little girl, right? They're also going to put that on there. She attends this school, and you are tagging some of her schoolmates or something, and they can gather a lot of information from you because you are putting it out there. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be posting your family and stuff, but we have to be a little bit smart about it. Now, how can we be smart about it? Your Facebook account, go to privacy settings, set it to where only people within your contact or people that you accept to be Facebook friends can see everything on your profile. Same thing with all sort of accounts. Even for WhatsApp, you can set it where only people who are in your contacts can see your updates, can see your like your pictures, can actually like message you or add you to a group or something like that, right? So all these social media handles, they all have privacy features that we can go in there and restrict access to our accounts based on who we want to see. So we can choose contacts only or friends only, but if you just leave it public and anybody can see it, then they can gather little pieces of information, put that together, and it to become a full-blown personal identifiable information, right? So we just have to be careful about that one, because sometimes we are giving some of these out for free, and attackers are just picking and choosing, adding them together. And when they call you and they are mentioning your name and your family and your kids and where they go to school, so if you are posting something about your kids and the school, somebody can easily call you and say, oh, maybe I'm John, this kid's dad. Our kids are attending the same school, mentions the school, is your kid not Maxwell? Yeah, sure. Now you think it's somebody you've actually met, but you don't remember, but you've never met this person in your life. They just picked all that information from Facebook or from any of your social media handles, right? And because now there's some familiarity, you are going to, kind of lose your guard and listen to what they have to say, right? And then they can, they have a lot of a series of good things that they are going to share with you and strike that acquaintance. And through that, they can end up, taking you for a ride on different paths of scams, right? So software updates for your systems, your phones, your smart devices. Please, if there is an update, don't put it off, update it. Because if you don't, the updates are meant to, close patches, or they are meant to patch any vulnerabilities that are in your systems. So you just have to be careful on, making sure you are always up to date when it comes to system updates, and just simply being vigilant. Everything that we went through, awareness training is very key. Now, there are a lot of, as you are learning about some of these, it's not that easy for you to fall victim to some of them, right? You receive a call, somebody's talking about something, you just easily know that this is where it is going to lead to, right? And do not click on emails that you are not sure of the source. Even if you are sure of the source and the email looks like it is urging you to take certain type of action, please don't go to the source, right? Especially if it's from a bank, if it's from like a social media account, or go to that social media account. If you receive an email that your Facebook account has been blocked, don't click on anything. Go to your Facebook and try to log in. If it's blocked indeed, then you can come back and examine that email, right? And then all on the Facebook's website, you can reach out directly to their support or help desk, and somebody might help you on there, right? So don't be clicking. And then also for your devices and your systems, you can set your emails to where they do not automatically download attachments, right? Even for your WhatsApp and for other social media handles, you can set in your privacy, you can set it where it's not going to download any video or download any picture unless you actively click on it to download it, right? Because for attackers, I don't think they are really up to speed on certain things, because if they want to be very sneaky, or like if they are really on top of their game. Now, WhatsApp is a very easy way to really execute a lot of attacks, because all you have to do is be part of some group or just send a link to somebody, right? Make it look like some funny video, then people are just sharing it. And every time they share it, they are sharing a malware, maybe probably like a keylogger malware or something, and people are just going to share it. And as they are sharing and sharing and sharing, they are just infecting different systems left, right, center. But attackers, you know, they are not even up to some of the things that you think, based on what you know, you think they can easily do. They are not even doing that. So they are not that sophisticated, right? We just have to be more vigilant to be able to catch some of these things that they do. Now, be cautious of all sorts of communications. If unsolicited communications, unsolicited emails, please do not entertain them. If somebody just said you just won the lottery, yes, and you didn't, you know, take part in any lottery, please move on with your life. Even if you took part in any particular lottery and they said you won, go to the lottery's website and find out from there for sure, right? Because they can, and like I'm saying, they will use familiarity. So sometimes they can track your activities and see that, okay, you probably went to this website, you purchased a lottery ticket. Based on that, they can use that to, you know, craft some phishing email attacks specifically, you know, for people who were on those websites trying to buy lottery tickets. Right? And also on social media, just beware of what you are posting, right? There have been instances where people have copied pictures from other people's social media, and they've used that to create another social media account, and they use that for romance scams and a whole lot of things, right? So that also doesn't mean you shouldn't post or you shouldn't, you know, enjoy your social media. But like I'm saying, you have to make sure that your account is not accessible to the public, like the general public. People can only see your maybe profile picture, and that's it. For them to really be able to go through your profile and see your posts and everything else that you have, they should be in your contacts. So they have to actively send you a friend request or send you some request for you to approve it. And if you don't know them, why approve them, right? So for our organizations, security awareness training is what we can do to protect ourselves within our organization, patching our systems, backing up our systems, classifying our information or our data with sensitivity levels, securing our Wi-Fi or wireless access points as well, setting up email filters. So email and web filters will help us to sometimes prevent some of the business compromise attacks, and then also encrypting sensitive information and disposing of old and legacy systems. If it's possible, do not use legacy systems. So legacy systems are systems that are running on old operating systems that are not supported anymore by the vendors who came up with these types of software. So with that, we are wrapping up, and then we are going to be discussing and picking some questions and picking everybody's, you know, take on what they think. And if you have any experience on these lines, you can also share for all of us to learn from as well. So we are going to jump into our PCI class is starting tentatively on the 16th. New PCI cohort is starting on the 16th. If you go to our website, all that information is there. So we have the expert and the specialist training. They are all starting on the 16th. And also this is a list of PCI that's you can go through, like different career paths for cybersecurity, and then also for PCI itself. For anybody looking to get into cybersecurity, our cybersecurity entry-level course, it includes hands-on training and internship and the rest. So that is going to be a good starting point. And when you are done with it, you are a full-blown cybersecurity professional. You can work in any job title on the blue side of cybersecurity. And for the PCI, once you're done, you're a PCI subject matter expert, and we can put our stamp on you and say, yes, you can run a PCI program for a company. You can set one up also as well. Okay? And for our internship/workshop, we are starting also tentatively on the 21st of this month. So also you can go to our website and sign up for that. So with the internship, we work on 10 major cybersecurity projects. So if you've gone through, you've done Security Plus, you've done other training, you are looking for, you know, hands-on, working for a real company, working on different cybersecurity projects, major projects like incident response, third-party risk management, and the rest, doing an assessment of a company's organizational security posture, all that is done in there using different frameworks like CIS, NIST Cybersecurity framework, and the rest. All of that, we will do all those projects in there as well. And so we have different financing options on our website. On Monday, hopefully, yes, on Monday we'll be pushing out the links for our October special discount that we are pushing out for the for the Cybersecurity Awareness Month. We'll be pushing that out. So if you are looking to register for any of these courses, just be on the lookout. And the discount, like I said, so it's mostly 30% discount that we give. But for Dr. Edu's birthday, we are going to add an extra probably 10% to that as well. So this is going to be for the whole entire year. Mostly when we do our discounts, is 30%. This is going to be more than 30, right? So just be on the lookout for that. And you can also for us as a Eretmis family, please, if you are not part of our WhatsApp group, you can join. We are going to post the link in here. You can join, and then for our email, if you want to be on our email list to receive emails for cyber chats, you can also either sign up for any of our free courses. Your email is going to be in the bank of emails that we have, and we are going to keep you posted on anything cybersecurity that we are doing. Right. So I think with that, we will. So these are our contacts, and you can also make an appointment to talk to Dr. Edu if you want. On our website, there is an appointment link. You can make an appointment and talk. I mean, anything cybersecurity, you are welcome. I'm going to talk to you about it. Right. So for, I think, Olim John, you can please go ahead and ask your question or give your input, and we will now go into selecting our winners for tonight. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much for having the time for me. So I'm a little bit might be noisy as I'm driving. I'm trying my best. So here's my question. I check my emails. There's a special website, so you can put your emails on the bar in it, and you can click the check button. That email will check if your email address has been breached or not. So I keep checking my email every single month. And last month, I got breached. They say your email has been breached. And then they gave you a steps what to do first and next. So multi-factor, turn on alerts, something like that. So I put in everything, and I checked today, and it still shows as breached. So what should I do in that case? And how is that kind of websites, how legit are they? How their information given us, how true is that information they're giving us? Am I really breached now? Can I trust in their information? They said that I'm breached, or what should I do now? That website called haveibeenpwned.com.
Okay, so if your email has been breached, that means somebody has the credentials to your email, right? So they can log into your email and see what you are seeing, right? If that is the case, then I don't think you even need like a third party to come and tell you that, right? You are able to log into your email, all right? Nobody changed your email's password. So for those third party companies, when they are talking about your email was compromised or it has been breached, mostly they pick it from attacks that have happened or breaches that have happened. If the list of emails that maybe probably attackers were able to steal from like a breach, if yours is part of it, that is why they will send you that your email has been breached. That doesn't mean necessarily somebody has your credentials and they can log into your email, right? Now, even for most of these emails, for Yahoo, for Google, for Gmail, they use not only one factor for authentication. So aside your password, they are also going to use something you have. So they'll probably send you a PIN or like a code on your phone, and you have to verify. For Google, they will send you, if you are trying to log in with your username and password, they will send you some notification on your phone for you to say, yes, it's you. And then they will send you a PIN for you to confirm that PIN, right? So for somebody to easily breach your Gmail account and the rest, then it means you've not really, on the security settings, you've not beefed up your security settings, right? But for these softwares that will be telling you, hey, your system has been, your data has, your email has been breached and the rest, I wouldn't really pay too much of attention to them, right? Because they are just, so it's an automated system picking up on some keywords and some characters, right? So anything that looks kind of like your email, or if some of the wording or like some of the names in your email pop up, it can easily maybe give you a false positive and say you've been breached, right? And I mean, they are like their business, so they are also doing like what they are doing, right? An example is some of these softwares that if you download a free software, or you go to some of these free websites, you will be there and then you see something will just pop up and say there's a lot of vulnerabilities, like there's a lot of virus on your system. So they just did a scan. This is the report. And it will show a really terrible like report that, hey, you have like all these viruses or all these malware on your system. So click here to clean it. Now, as part of the click here to clean it, they will end up trying to sell you some software to help clean, but your system was working fine. There's really nothing wrong with it. They just make that up to, you know, get you in that, you know, sense of urgency for you to buy their software. But, you know, if you really think your software has been infected, just, you know, purchase a real malware software and, you know, something on those lines and use it, antivirus software, and scan your system yourself, not some, you know, pop-ups that are saying that your system has vulnerabilities, so you have to purchase them.
All right. Thanks for
Felix,
information.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Felix.
okay. I also recently experienced a student's loan forgiveness scam. And this involved the scammer posing as a government representative, offering me a student's loan forgiveness. And he also asked for personal information and also payment in exchange for the so-called loan relief. And the sense of urgency that he posed was threatening the forgiveness opportunity was going to expire very soon. You know, so I mean, I didn't fall for it, but it's very, very tricky. You know, President Biden is saying we have students' loan forgiveness and stuff like that. So there's a time that, you know, these scammers will use to, you know, get people.
Thank you, Felix, for that.
Doc.
Yes, go ahead.
I was also going to add, like, the one that if your email has been compromised, just like they tell you at work, change your password as soon as possible. Go into your email, change your password. So whatever password they had becomes obsolete to them.
Yes, and also what I'll add is, I think there is some feedback. Okay, so like what I'll add is for everybody, for whatever email that you are using or whatever social media account that you are using, you can always set up a multi-factor authentication on there, right? So you are not only using your password to log in, but after typing in your password, it's going to ask you for something. Either they are going to send you a PIN or something, some other form of authentication for you to authenticate, right? If we get away from just using one factor of authentication, such as using just your password, then most of these breaches or somebody taking over your WhatsApp, taking over your email, taking over, all that is going to stop. Because if the attacker is able to get your password, they don't have your phone. So when, you know, the email provider send you a PIN, you will know that somebody is trying to log into your account, right? I can tell you countless times where I've received, you know, a notification that, you know, hey, I confirm that you are logging into maybe Yahoo or you are logging into Gmail, and I'll just deny it because it's not me, right? But if I didn't have that in place, then it means the person, for some reason, has, like, they've been able to compromise your password. So yes, with what Kingsley is saying, if your account has been compromised and you are able to still have access to it, go in there, change your password, but then go ahead and also in your security setup, add another factor of authentication to it, right? So you can set up multi-factor authentication, and whenever you are trying to log in, at least you have to go through two steps or 3 steps of authentication before. So with that, attackers cannot easily get onto your system. Fabi, go ahead.
Yes. Again, yesterday I had an encounter again with a recruiter. I just want everybody to be cautious, as Doc, you were saying about the job scam. A recruiter just called me that he has posted a job. Yes, it was on my email, and then he was asking question. I was answering him. Then later on, he just said my date of birth, and he wants the last digit of my social security. And I said, what? For what? I can't give you my date of birth. I can't give you you have not offered me any job, even no interview. So why should I give you all these things? And he just told me, oh, I'm using it to create an account for you. I said, what? What account? I don't need account. If you have not gone to interview, offered me a job, how can you create a job? I'm not comfortable. Then he said, okay, then it means the job, you don't want it. I said, yes, I don't want the job because I'm not comfortable about this or accounts. So we should be very conscious. And then we just ended the call. So please be very, very conscious. I know that we are looking for job, but you need to be conscious about your informations, your personal information. Don't give it out. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Fabi. Sheila, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Since we are doing the housekeeping, I just wanted to add this this scam that is common. I actually gave a presentation at work about it. Brushing, so it's BRUSH. I remember during COVID time, I received those packages before. So brushing is basically when you merchants send you packages, like usually from like Amazon or like say eBay or like those regular places that you shop. So you'll be home, you haven't ordered any packages, but you see boxes or packages arriving at your doorsteps. When you receive, you're going to think that you've won because it's free stuff. And usually those packages are very cheap products too. Well, the people that are sending you this are sellers that are trying to gain high numbers of proof showing that a lot of people have actually ordered that product or ordered from their place. And this allowed them, the process is pretty lengthy, but it allows them to be able to use your information since they were able to get your name and your address to send you the package. They are able to use your information to actually write a review online. You know, a lot of people, when you want to buy something, you sometimes will go and review, read about people's review about that product. And that actually tells you that, okay, this product might be authentic or it might be good. So some of these people that are sending these products, they are trying to get that 5-star sellers or 5-star product, making people think that what they're selling is so great. So everybody wants to buy. So whenever they're able to ship the package to you and it arrives and you accept it, they use your information to write a review that, yes, whatever review that they want, they write it out there. So basically, when you receive this product, you don't have to pay for it, of course, but when you think that it's a free stuff that you have received, guess what? However they were able to get your information, your name and your address, and they were able to ship this to your home, you should be very cautious. You should know that they probably may have more information about you that you don't know. So anytime you receive these packages, right away, the first thing is go and find out that your card or your bank account has not been charged. Secondly, you want to make sure that all your passwords to all these other places have been have been changed. According to the United States law and US Post Office, they actually recommend that if you do receive organic products like seeds or like powdered, if those of us that are in the States, remember that people started receiving these powder that they thought it came from China and it was suspicious. It's recommended that if you receive these packages, you need to call the law enforcement to come and actually assess it and then follow the procedures. But the main thing is, if you receive this, don't think that you've hit a jackpot. You've received a free stuff. They probably may have more information of yours that they can open credit cards and do other stuff with it. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. Eliku, please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Adu. So I just wanted to add on some of the scams that I have personally encountered. And this is almost every month. I'll get an email saying your account has been charged, your PayPal account has been charged this much, and please confirm if it's not, like if there's an error, click here and like click on this to confirm that it's not an error or it's an error, one of the two. And of course, I usually just go call PayPal. I'm like, okay, or go to check and see that that charge is not there. And sometimes I may call PayPal to request information. The other thing is, like, I do have at Best Buy this, it's like a device repair account. And so it expired and I just didn't feel like renewing it because I have had it for the last like 4 years and I didn't really use it much. And I received an email saying, hey, you know, your account has expired. You need to pay $499 to renew it. And I'm thinking, why is it so expensive? So I just walked to Best Buy and asked, hey, how much is this service again? And they told me it's $179. And I was like, did you just send me an email asking me for $400? And they said, no, that's just a scam. Don't pay attention to them. So many times, anything that involves money, your personal information, just, you know, stop, think, okay, do I need to provide information that could fall in the hands of a scammer? Or is this information that is being requested, like, you know, if Best Buy or let's say the bank or somebody else is calling you and saying, okay, could you give me your social, and they're calling you, let's say from, what do you call this, Social Security, the organization, not
administration.
IRS,
Social Security Administration.
So yes, and they're asking you to give them your Social Security number and they call you, they should have that number. So you shouldn't be repeating it to them. So just, you know, taking time to think through can help. And again, as Dr. Adu said, they always use that element of surprise and then anxiety and, you know, working on your emotions. So you stop thinking and just start giving information like that. So maybe just taking time to, you know, to, I guess, relax and you know, stabilize your mind can be helpful in making sure that you don't unintentionally give out information that could end up compromising your own personal information or give other people, you know, access to information they wouldn't have access to if you just took time to determine, okay, is this information even necessary to give to anybody? Or you can say, hey, give me your number, I'll call back later. And then, you know, take some time and think about it. usually when somebody wants information right away, be suspicious.
Thank you, Aliku. Thank you. Joel, please go ahead. You are muted.
Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna add to what everybody is saying. Mine was done via AT&T. They calling me to tell me that I need to make a payment, which I've worked for them for many years, so I know we will not call to tell anybody to make a payment. I decided to just follow through and see where they were driving at. He then ended up asking me that if I don't make a payment, AT&T is gonna suspend my service. And I said, how do I make a payment? He expects me to give him my PIN number, which is not unheard of, because they will not call you and ask you for a PIN number. And the number that they called was coming from a Baltimore location. And normally AT&T will not call you with a normal 347 or let's say a 301 number. If they're gonna call you, they'll normally call. I don't think AT&T will directly call you unless you call them. So I learned this from the hard way. But them asking for your PIN, they needed to order phones to their constituents and under your name. So these phishing and these scammers, they are wild right now, and they will do everything just to get something from, and they are winning from different people. So we, the educated ones, should educate ourselves so that we can also educate those who don't know it. Not to put themselves into this situation.
Yes, thank you, Joel. And I think for everybody on here, it should be your duty is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So at least tell a friend, tell a colleague, educate your kids, your loved ones on some of these very simple, common social engineering attacks and the rest, right? Just talk about it at dinner, at breakfast, right? That just create that awareness, right? So it is part of awareness. That is why we are doing these topics for this month, right? So we are creating more awareness, even if somebody might have something coming in that you might really not even thought about, right? So because these scammers, they are coming up with different, innovative ways of, just to get your money or get your information. Thank you, Joel. Tunde, go ahead, please.
Thank you. I'll make my question fast so that others can answer. So since Windows 10, I've been able to use my computer without any extra antivirus or anti-malware. Earlier on, I heard you talking about we can purchase an antivirus. Do you think it's still needed with how good the Windows Defender is these days?
So I think with Windows Defender, since whenever they came up with, I think they originally came up with Windows Essence and then Defender. I think that serves the same purpose. So you really don't need antivirus, but if you need, like you really do need it, or as like an individual, you don't need it. For companies, because of some compliance regulations and compliance requirements, they would need to have it on their networks. So they would need to purchase antivirus or any anti-malware solution. But for individuals, if you're using Windows and the latest versions, you don't need it, because like the Windows Defender is doing the same job now. So they kind of took some of the market away from the antivirus people.
Okay, and just to summarize your lecture today, the basis of what we need to do, as you said, it's really awareness and training. That's the control, right?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Raceford, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ido, for this very insightful presentation. I actually asked a question on the WhatsApp about the future of cybersecurity jobs with this new trend of AI, and it's probably taking over everything. I don't know. I wanted you to throw more light on what your take is about that.
Oh, on AI taking over cybersecurity jobs?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my take on that is who makes AI? People, right? It's us.
Yeah.
How did we come up with that idea of making AI? Because of our creativity, how we think, how we're able to analyze stuff. So there is no way, although now the AI that we created, can spit out some stuff within seconds that will take us maybe minutes to create. But that doesn't make AI a substitute to us. AI can never replace a human being. No computer or robot can replace a human being, right? So within security, we know we have to use tools and we have to use all that, but really the underlying factor in security, right? What makes your defense strong is people who are well trained, because they can think, they can analyze stuff. Computers can only analyze to the point of how much they've been trained to. So for AI can only produce and spit out information as to how much it has been trained to do, right? If you take like GPT, for example, it will tell you that, hey, I was updated only 2021. So anything past 2021 is not going to know.
Yeah.
So AI can never take over the jobs when it comes to cybersecurity or even IT in general. AI will help. AI is just there to augment what we do, but AI cannot, totally take over, because especially like when it comes to security, you cannot use. So let me give you an example, right? I'm just going to use PCI. So for PCI, as part of the verification of scope, or even when you're identifying your scope, that is, areas that will be in scope for the assessment. We use like discovery tools to scan your network and everything to see that whether you don't have any credit card or debit card information on other places on the network that you didn't consider to be part of the scope, right? Now, people think, okay, that tool is, all be all. What about, so you are going to use your tool to do the scan. What about the credit card information that is on the chargeback sheet that the manager just put on top of his table? Like, how is your software going to scan that? Or how is your software going to know that this is what they've been doing? Like, this is like the practice that they've been doing. It's not going to know. So is the assessor or the human being or the internal assessor who is going to talk to people or identify, okay, so what do they really do here? To identify that, okay, this is the practice they are. So these areas are also going to be included in your scope, right? So technology can help you to a point. Overall, I mean, technology is going to not take over everything because guess who makes technology? Us. So if you are smart enough to be able to make AI, you think AI is going to take over the job of making itself? Obviously, no. So when people get in that argument of AI will take over everything and we wouldn't have a job like that, they just don't know what they're talking about. Because who made AI in the first place? Human beings. So that shows you how powerful human beings are. How can we even think that we can make a software that will be able to think and mimic what a human being can do and spit out information and give us all these details within seconds? Because even we, the ones who made it, we cannot do some of the things that it can do. That doesn't mean it can replace us, because we made it to be able to put it together to do what it can do, right? Like an aeroplane. Can an aeroplane replace a human being? No.
No.
I cannot put you on my back and fly you, like a bird to New York or to like Kansas, but I can think and design a machine that can do that. That doesn't mean the machine is going to take my place, right? Because when the machine breaks, who is going to fix it? No, the machine is not going to fix itself. So we shouldn't lose the faith that we have in ourselves as human beings, because we run the world, we make it work. Everything that you see, it was an idea in somebody's head, right?
Yes, sir.
We are talking on Zoom. Zoom was somebody's idea in his head. Yeah. Now it's a reality. We are all using it. So not like no machine or nothing can replace the power of a human being or what we can do as humans. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Rexford, Please go ahead. You are muted.
Oh, thank you, Doc. I also wanted to add it to everything that we've been saying, that, you know, I know we human beings, we busy and busy and busy, and we work every day. And then that's how these cameras are also all the time getting us, you know, tricking us, because then since we're busy, we don't take time to read things and look at things. We just, you know, once we get the notifications, okay, then just click on it, just do it, and, you know, just so you do it and have it done, you know, just so you don't want to procrastinate. So I say we should take our time, read the stuff that we get a notification, you know, make sure you update your password, you know, once every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, if you can. Make it possible, make it part of your life, you know, update everything that you have, because that will help you. So, you know, all this we get in email from how you call it, PayPal and all of that. If you know you don't have an account with PayPal, don't bother about it. If you know you have one, just go to the original link and, you know, website and, you know, check it out. You know, I've been getting that. I know I don't have a PayPal account, so I don't even bother to even take a look at it, because I don't have one. You know, I'll have USPS send me, hey, your package has arrived at the warehouse and cannot be delivered due to incomplete address information. Please confirm your address. I haven't ordered anything from USPS or ordered anything that should be coming from USPS, you know, so I'm not even worried. Once I see all these messages, I just delete it and then report it. Because now Facebook, Apple gives you the option, if you want to delete something from your message, it gives you that option that you could, you know, report it and delete it or something like that, you know. So once you know you haven't done anything, just don't open it, don't do anything, just delete it, and then you'll be good, you know. But also make it a habit, you know, update your password. You know, if you go to your passwords in Apple or Google, if you have a Samsung phone, it tells you, you know, if you duplicate the password for some website or something like that, it tells you that you could update this password that is being used in, you know, on this website, so you could update it. Take a time off your busy schedule, update your password, and then, you know, you'll be good. You know, don't worry about, I got this email, I almost got scammed, because when you desperate and looking for a job, that's when they're trying to send all that email. You know, how do you get a job when you haven't even gone an interview? Like, you think answering questions from email and be like, hey, answer this question and send it back to us gives you a job? No. You know, for you to get a job, you have to go through an interview process, you know, and have to be people interviewing you, from technical stuff to all of that. You know, they have to make sure that you know your stuff, you know what you're doing. It's not just from an email say, hey, answer this question, send it back to us, and then we send it. I almost got one. Somebody got me before I even got into this field. You know, they got me. It was like, I was desperate. That was when I started my cyber career. You know, it's like, hey, answer this email, send it back to us, and then later it's like, oh, we need your account details, because we're gonna send you money for you to purchase your laptop and all you're gonna be working with. And then that was when it clicked on me. My wife actually was like, are you sure? Who's gonna hire you? Also asking for a bank account. It doesn't work like that. I'm like, yeah, I should call them. So once I started, first I was texting them, they were replying back. So I started calling them. I called them once, they picked up, they spoke with me, and then I called them again. It's like, now the number is busy, nobody's answering again. I'm like, what? So if I had fall for it, then, you know, they'll probably have all my social security number, my you know, copy of my driver's license, my passport, all of that. Like, who asks for a passport? If you don't have a job, nobody's gonna ask you. You know, if the requirement is for you to be a citizen, you're a citizen, you get it. If you're not, you disqualify. You don't get the job. So be on the watch out. Be very careful.
Thank you, Rex. That's very insightful. Olabumi, please go ahead. Olubumi, not Ola. Sorry for that. Yes.
For the information, thank you for the session. I just want to add and reiterate the power of awareness and the benefit of it. How it saved me from falling a victim to this Netflix and Burlington scam in a week. So the first one was an email I received from Netflix that they couldn't process the monthly payment for that month. And I know I'm on auto pay. So if you could process the one for the previous month, then what happened? I didn't do anything to the account. Why couldn't you process it? So I went ahead to call Netflix official number, and they told me they never sent out any email, that I should ignore it. So, and they said if I'm able to change my password, I should go ahead and change it. So, which I did. So because of that, and I became, oh my God. So 2 days after that, I got another email from Burlington that I knew that something is wrong. They actually sent me that email that I have to change my password. So when I saw the email, based on the previous experience I had 2 days before that day, I ignored it. And I actually went on the official website again of Burlington to update everything I have on it. I said, all these scammers will not get me. But I was able to do that because I'm aware. I'm aware that it's happening and it will always happen. And they are really beefing up their games. They come out with new style, new method every day. So I like this information session, and everybody should take advantage of this awareness and tell everybody. Somebody should tell somebody, somebody should tell another person so that we can conquer them. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you. And Samuel, please go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity again. I think I just want to add a little bit to it. And like we said, it's always good to be on spaces like this to get ourselves abreast with what is going on out there. And one thing I would say is that let's try as much as possible to educate ourselves and be aware of what is going on, just like the last speaker said. Because if you are not aware, then you could be taken for a surprise. One time I just received an email that I've won a $250,000 lottery. And like you said, I know I haven't taken a lottery. And so what I did was I replied the mail. I just wanted it to play along. I'm like, okay, so what's the next step? The guy said, okay, so we will need you to send back, I think $1,000 or something like that for processing. I'm like, I just want $250,000. Okay, just take the $1,000 from that, and then you can process it. He sent an email back saying, oh, because of policy, blah, 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 it cannot be done. And then I replied, okay, just shoot yourself. I dash you that 250, just take it. I'm okay. And that was it. He never responded or said anything. So I think we just have to educate ourselves, and we should read between the lines. If you have won 250,000, what do you need $1,000 from me for? Just take $1,000 out of that and bring me the rest. And because it was a scam, I never heard back. So I just want us to all try and educate ourselves and know what is going on.
Thank you very much, Samuel. Teresa, please go ahead.
Hi, Dr. Edu. Thank you for the opportunity. So I have a question here. How safe are we with this password managers? With your iPhone telling you about, iCloud keychain where you can manage all your passwords, and then on our computers too, it's also there. I just want to know how safe it is to use these password managers.
So what I would say is, don't use one-factor of authentication, right? Before we get to the password managers, because in today's day and age, somebody can easily take over your phone, can take over your social media account, your WhatsApp. And mostly, I think for last year somewhere, for some reason, for our Eretmis, platform, you get some bad apples in there, and they will start, because on WhatsApp, you are able to see people's number, whether you are admin or not. So people they will get on there, get through the cracks, get on there, and then they will start calling people and telling them, hey, Eretmis is having a prayer meeting, so we are sending you a pin on your phone. Please tell us to confirm that, you are going to be part of it, or your account is actually, good with us. One, Eretmis is not a church. Eretmis doesn't hold prayer meetings. And it will amaze you that people were falling for this. And what they do is, they'll have two phones, right? They have your number, So they will download WhatsApp, they will put your number in there, and you know, when you are setting up your WhatsApp, it will send you a pin on the actual, like it will send you like a number on your actual SIM card, you know. So because they don't have your SIM card and you have it, they will put in there when they are ready to, you know, press send for you to receive the pin. They will call you, and then they will just like distract you with something. Hey, we saw that you're part of you're part of the group Eretmis. We are doing this program, so we are confirming everybody's membership. So we are sending you a pin. Please tell us the pin right now, right? So if you don't have, you are not using like a Bluetooth, and you are, you know, like your phone is on your ear, all you're gonna hear is like a sound that, you know, will let you know that you just received the message. You are just going to look at it, probably wouldn't open it fully, just, you know, pull down your screen and tell them the pin. Now, unknowingly to you, they are taking over your WhatsApp. So as soon as you tell them the pin, they'll put it in. Now they have your WhatsApp. And then guess what they are going to do again? On another phone, they will try and put in your number again. Now, the pin that they are going to get, that pin is still going to come to you because you have the SIM card. They will type in the wrong pin like 4 times, and then WhatsApp is going to block your account. Now they are the ones who have control over your WhatsApp. Your account is blocked. So when you try to reinstall your WhatsApp and put in your like, because you are the one who has the SIM card, you are unable to receive any pin because your account has been blocked for 12 hours, right? So they have your account and they'll be able to get hold of. Now on your WhatsApp, you can set up a multi-factor authentication or 2-factor authentication. Actually, you can also put an additional pin that is created by you. So when somebody tries to play that, they need the pin that you know, and that wouldn't work. Now, coming back to the password, you know, places where you can post and store your password, those they are safe as we can say they are safe, right? If an attacker is able to, you know, breach them, your password and your information is compromised. So that is what I'm saying. Is good. I'm not saying don't trust them. They are convenient because sometimes you can't remember all your passwords. So if you are using like Google password manager or whatever password manager, they are good for what they are, right? But I will still use different factors of authentication aside just your password. So when you click in, you know, to type in your password and the manager populates everything for you, that is good. But then if the system, you know, you have to also set it where outside your password, the system will send you some pin or something, right? Because then when attackers are able to breach your password manager for whichever company and they have your information, they wouldn't be able to use that to log into any of your systems that you have access to, or software or website that you have access to, right? So you can do this for Facebook, for anything, all your social media handles. Please make sure you have set it up to where you are using more than 1 factor of authentication, right? So if you don't know what a factor of authentication is, if you type in your password, that is 1 factor of authentication. If they are sending you a pin, you set it up where they send you a pin every time, or they send you some, you know, like something for you to acknowledge on your phone. That is another, you know, factor of authentication, right? So we have 5 factors: something you are, something you have, somewhere you are, something you do, right? Something you know. So something you know is your password, right? It's just 1 factor. So when we use more than 3, we call it multi-factor. When we use more than 2, we call it dual factor authentication, right? So that will be the level of security that can help even when your password or your password manager is compromised, right? But just relying on your password manager, just using a single factor of authentication like your password and relying on the password manager, I wouldn't really, you know, trust that for good security.
Thank
All right,
you.
so hopefully that helps. Yes. Eno, please go ahead, and then we will, I think the last person will be AA, and we'll wrap it up for tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Edu. I just wanted to emphasize the importance of being vigilant. This one happened to me, my family, early couple of months ago. You know, a job offer came up, My husband is retired due to knee injury, so there was a job offer that they will be dropping some packages here and send the shipment to give all the mailing FedEx and UPS to go drop it, and that each one of them will not weigh more than 10 pounds or 5 pounds. So he considered it, we considered it because of that additional income. And they said they were going to pay 4,000 total in a month. Then they will pay after 1 month. There won't be any payment of bi-weekly or weekly. So poor thing, packages started coming, and then, it got so busy, like trying to, when they send it, they send even as expensive as, laptops. And then the moment they send it, they'll follow up with a call and send all the shipping materials to go drop it. It's just a drop off, FedEx and UPS and the post office. So we did this for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they said the pay was going to be 1 month. On the day it was 30th day, the payday was supposed to be, and my husband was all excited. So, okay, it wasn't bad after all, going all those post office and stuff. Lo and behold, they switched off their, the system went down, because whenever they send package, you will see it in the system, in the email. They will alert you, and the shipping manager will call and say, hey, we are sending the package, go send it off. So we did this for all 1 month, only for the day that the pay was supposed to be sent. Their system went down. We called, nobody answered. We checked on email, no email. We tried to email them, the email bounced back. That is when we realized, my children were like, Mom, Dad, this thing looks like a scam. Don't do it. But we thought it was easy job, shipping, dropping, and package and returning. So that's very, very cold-blooded what they do out there. They use the service. I don't know what that one means, in terms of their scamming heights. I don't know. They send packages, they give us the shipping, we sent it off. How do they benefit? I don't know. I think Teresa mentioned that they are using it, or factories are using it to, I don't understand that part, but they did it to us. This one is personal. So everybody, don't take all these jobs that sounded so easy. And we sent driver's license, everything, because they said they were going to be paying through the bank. It was crazy. We gave even account number. We quickly went and closed the account. And then, so it's personal, it's real. Dr. Edu, thank you for creating this awareness, where everybody will know what is going on to other people. You wouldn't have known if this awareness is not created, that it actually happened to some of us. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for the insightful input. And so, was asking, like, what is the catch? I mean, like, what were these folks gaining from, what they were doing? I mean, obviously they didn't pay you for all the work that you did, but like, what were they really doing? Right. Anybody has any idea, or anybody has any experience on these things?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was about to say it.
Yes, Governor, go ahead.
I think it's fraud guys. The fraud guys were using his address as destination. So they ship stuff. When they use people's card, they use her address as the destination, and then the items that she was shipping back to them. So if alert, or if any incident should occur, police will come after them, and it's like they are part of it. So that is what they were benefiting. They don't have any address in US, so they were making order using people's card to purchase stuff, and then they ship to her address, and then she's also sending the address to the front guys, but she's not aware.
Okay, thank you, Governor. And did you have?
And again, I have my hands up, right?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So my question was actually, you even just hear about it right now. You just give gist about it, about this WhatsApp stuff. When people call you, then they'll say, hey, it is about prayer meeting, that kind of stuff. I belong to the Church of Pentecost. Yeah, you are part of it. So, blah, blah, blah. So there was this one guy who said he had a call and he picked it up. Right after dropping the call, his account went to zero. And that thing has been boggling my mind, how the WhatsApp was linked to his account. Because I also had the same, I also encountered the same problem. They called me, but actually my account was zero, so they had nothing. So I'm just wondering, how are they able to link that WhatsApp call to the account? Because he said when he picked up the call, they spoke to him for like a few minutes. When he dropped the call, his account went to zero. So I was wondering, what is the link between the account and that call through the WhatsApp?
Okay, so I think for that to happen, right, if he didn't give any account information to them or anything of that sort, they probably did what we call cross-site request forgery on him, right? So what cross-site request forgery is that I can send you a link and you think like this link is for you to watch like a free soccer game, but actually it is not. That link has what we call payload behind it, and the payload is asking you to transfer maybe $5,000 from your account to my account, right? So if you are using your phone, probably they sent him something, he clicked on it before they go onto the call, or like they have it set up in some way. Probably like your friend will have to give us more detail, but for that to execute, it means something of that nature happened, right? So just talking to them is not necessarily going to be what is taking the money, but maybe they had some, some code or some malicious payload that he didn't know of, that he probably clicked on or something of that nature, right? So that you can execute some transaction that you didn't authorize, but you did unknowingly, right? So that can also happen. Now, an example of this is also during COVID, one of my buddies, during COVID, for every state, the state was giving free food to everybody and all that. And then you have different links being sent out. Hey, Walmart is giving free food and free stuff. And so when you go to these websites, it will ask you to fill in your name, and all that details. Like one of my friends, he loved too much free stuff. So he was filling out, because Walmart was supposedly giving free food. Now he was filling in his details and all that. And when he was halfway, he filled, I think, 2 forms. He was using the phone. So where he said his name, address, and all that, he went to the next page, asking him for more personal information. And then in the middle of that, he had a call from his bank, right? And then Bank of America said, hey, why are you trying to close both your checking and your savings account and transferring all the money? He's like, no, I'm not trying to close my checking and savings account. Well, then somebody is trying to close your checking and savings account. Whilst he was filling these forms, these people were basically taking information, calling Bank of America, pretending to be him. And they wanted to close his account, like just send all the money to themselves somewhere. And just so he was lucky that whoever was, at the receiving end was a bit suspicious. So they wanted to call the number on file to be sure that, it wasn't actually you who wanted to close your account. So let's say if you had like maybe 50,000 or 10,000 in your account and you are just filling forms to get free food, next your account is empty, right? And it's your own doing because of ignorance and also too much free stuff, right? All right, so Magic, go ahead, and then AA, Festus, and then Timmy, and we announce our winners and we wrap it up. Please go ahead, Sir Magic.
Oh, okay, Dr. Du, thank you very much for featuring me. Actually, I wanted to ask, as you always start with the normal time, 7 o'clock, and then you do your presentations and those things, I think I would like to suggest with a humble appeal that we should be able to know the time that we close so that we can schedule our times to meet you always online, because it seems like the time of changing, the time of closing is keep on changing. So actually, it makes some of us a little bit stuck somewhere. Yeah, that's what I want to suggest. Thank you.
Okay. So, Magic, our time, right, is from 7 to 8:30. But depending on the topic and the contribution that people want to give, it can extend, right? But mostly after the presentation, if maybe you have some other obligations, you can obviously leave, because we were at, I think at the peak we were almost 125. Now it's 105 because some people had other obligations. So
yeah,
and our time is 7 to 8:30. By latest by 8:30 we should be done. Today we are past 8:30. We are even like almost right because of the topic and the discussion.
Yeah, it's very interesting. As I know you, because there is a saying in my country. They said, if you want to follow the beauty of this little bird, it end up you getting lost in the forest. Okay. Yes. So
yeah, but I appreciate that though. Yes, I appreciate that. And two, it's my birthday, so I just love to have everybody on here.
Yes. I can see. You are still 16 years. I can see.
And one more thing.
You're holding us here, so we don't travel to New York.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much. AA, please go ahead, and then Festus and Timmy, and then we wrap it up.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Edu, and happy birthday in advance. Yeah. Please, I just want to ask, what role do cookies play when it comes to harvesting your data, and how much compromise can come from cookies? Because some of these genuine sites, if you want to use any site, you have to mandatorily sign up for cookies. And I know they are harvesting your private data. And how much private is the private data they are getting? And how much, can you protect yourself from any breach that can arise from that? Because, some of these things that the awareness is very good. People are very educated, but some inadvertently, you are releasing some data. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, you just discover that. You'll be thinking, how did this happen to me? This shouldn't happen to me, and all of that. So I just wanted to shed maybe a little light on it. How much private is the private data that we are releasing, and how can we protect ourselves from any compromise that can arise from that? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. So when it comes to cookies, sometimes we can't really do much about it. Some websites, if you don't accept the cookies, you wouldn't be able to do much on those websites, right? Now, for our data, obviously, they are picking our data, how you are behaving on their website, and all sort of other data, and they are keeping it for themselves and for their own business needs, right? Sometimes they even sell it. So, like, what do you think? Why do you think when you go to, let's say if you go to, so for Facebook and some other websites, they have it in part of like their default settings that when you leave Facebook, Facebook is going to follow you, like they are going to track your activities online. So you can go in there and undo that setting, right? So when you are agreeing to any social media terms and conditions, nobody reads it. You just scroll through and just click agree, just to get it over with. But you have some of these in there somewhere. So like what you can do for yourself, for these websites, we can't do away with them. You have to allow them to be able to capture what you are doing and all that. But what we can do for ourselves is what we just discussed, right? Your information, as you are given to them, what they actually do with it, that can be managed by the government. So for example, in Europe, they have the GDPR, whereby they have how you are supposed to manage and handle customer information if you go contrary to it. And even like as a single customer, you can sue a company if you think they are using your data wrongfully, right? But in the States, it's not like that. The United States, we don't have one general single data privacy law. States are doing their own little pieces here and there, but there's no single one. So there's a bit of a gray area. So these companies can play with your data and sell it and do whatever they want with it. Right? But what we can do is to make sure our accounts are safe. So any social media accounts you have, any accounts you have, your bank account, and any websites that you have an account on, you can use multi-factor authentication to protect yourself. We can only help with what is within our scope, what we can do, like we can do something about. Now, if you give your information to Facebook, what they do about it, we really don't have much over, right? In terms of what we can do is not to have an account there. And sometimes, you cannot, choose to not to have an account on there, right? Like you are a professional person, you have to have a LinkedIn account now. It's kind of like mandatory, right? Even though nobody is forcing you to, but you have to, if you want to really, show your professional, knowledge and skills, right? But what LinkedIn is doing with your data, we cannot really control, and we don't know. So with that, I think Festus will go, and then we are going to wrap it. So we'll be announcing our winners here right after Festus. Go ahead, Festus.
Right. Thank you. So please just give me a second.
Okay. Okay, so whilst we wait for Festus, our winners for tonight, 3 lucky winners picked randomly, and also it was selected from participation. So today's criteria was participation. Right. Go ahead, Festus. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for giving me the floor. So the first thing I just want to say, this is a very interesting topic because most of the things I've said in this call, I've been a victim with some of them. And like the previous speaker says about Amazon, I think she was trying to understand the way they benefit. So what they do is like, they try to make sure the package passes through various addresses. In case they're trying to trace it out, they will not be able to know where did it go to and how did it go. They make sure they send it like almost like 5 to 6 states before it arrives to their personal address. And also, yeah, that was just to add to what she was trying to know. And then my question now was, at time you're applying for a job, and then the job will ask you to apply on the website. And then when you click that website, it will then tell you that this website is not safe. And then it triggers you to, if you want to continue or not. So my question is it always safe to click continue and go ahead and apply? But when you click continue, it takes you to the website. But there was a warning that this website is not safe.
Okay, so with that, right, companies are not supposed to be, that means that they are transmitting on HTTP. If it gives you that warning that the website is not safe, it means they are not like any data that is going on, on that website is not encrypted, right? If it is safe, then it will be running on HTTPS, right? So it will give you that option now for, and then mostly when you click on continue, maybe it will take you to the HTTP website, which is safe, right? Because for some military websites, if you want to go to those websites, it will tell you, hey, where you are going is not safe, and it will ask you to continue, right? Then when you click continue, it takes you to the site that is safe, right? So, but for corporate companies, I don't know why they will have, sometimes that will happen because maybe the credit card on their, like on whatever account that is they are using to pay for their TLS and their certificates probably expired. They didn't do anything about it. So all those can happen. But, in today's day and age, no company should be running on HTTP in the public space, right? So, but for you, if you are going to that website and it says it's not safe, like if you, like it's a hit or miss, right? So 2 things can happen. You click on it, there is nothing, you go to the site that is safe, or if that site that is not safe is like if it is infected, you can also infect your browser, right? And they can execute some of these attacks like water hose attack and the rest, right? But mostly, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's good or necessarily it's bad, depending on which company and what website, or maybe probably like they just dropped the ball on, having their HTTPS, running as it's supposed to, right? So hopefully that helps. All right. So now for our winners for tonight. Yes, you're welcome. Our winners for tonight, 3 winners for tonight, 2 winners from last week. They are going to be 2 winners or 3 winners next week. And then we'll pick our last 3 the following week. And we'll wrap up for the month of October, right? So for tonight is Rexford Bennett and Ransford S and Olubumi Musu. Our 3 winners. So I'm going to repeat. So Olubumi, Ransford S, and Rexford. So these are 3 winners for tonight. We appreciate everybody's time and everybody's contribution. So please, this is the month of October, Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Let's spread the word. Share something cybersecurity, create awareness about social engineering and all forms of attack. Just bring up that conversation in your workplace and your family, and let's try and, as attackers are getting smarter, we should also try and educate ourselves more. I appreciate everybody's time. So for the winners, please send an email to David at Eretmis and say you are a winner for today's cyber chat, and your follow-up information is going to be sent to you for you to participate in the program that you do. Right. I appreciate everybody's time. The email has been put in here. Congratulations to all our winners. And tomorrow is Dr. Edo's birthday. So thank you, everybody. Happy birthday to myself and all October borns, including Dion. Dion is the only one that I know is an October born here. So if you're an October born, happy birthday to you as well.
Dr. Edu, October 18th.
Oh, October 18th. Okay, good. 10 days, 11 days from tomorrow. All right, yes, everybody. Sir. Have a great night. I appreciate everybody's time. We'll meet again.
Will you be?
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for the scholarship.
Thank you so much, Dr. Edu.
Very old.
Very old. Happy birthday to you, Dr. Edu. You're not
all right, thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah, good night, everyone.